let's just start and keep going with it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about, as we discussed already, getting leads from an open house. Great way to go. I really think open houses can be a fantastic way to get leads. Everybody's got their thing with ways to get leads, but I think for me, open houses have worked throughout the years. And they give you there's a lot of different reasons to do them. I mean, of course, the bottom line is you want to have business, right?
Right.
But much fruit can come from open houses. So has anybody tried an open house yet here?
I have.
You have?
I've shadowed Judy
Okay.
a couple of times, and I held my very first open house along with another agent in our team, and I'm in Alicia's team. This was about 10 days to 2 weeks ago, so I was quite happy with the turnout, and I did a follow-up with a couple of the, I found that the walk-ins are sometimes hesitant to write their number, so what they typically want to put down is an email.
I see.
So I had emails, but I did follow up on the very next day. I sent an email to both. I haven't heard back, but that's okay. That doesn't stop me. It was my first ever open house. So
Yes. So we can talk about how to get people to sign in.
yeah.
That's a lot of times that's a problem. It can be a challenge anyway. How about you? Have you done one yet, or is this going to be your first one?
This will be your first one.
All right.
So excited.
Well, that's great.
And I'm glad that we're kind of getting to know each other now, so I'm not just walking into it blindly.
You wear your hat.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. We'll see.
Okay. It's a little place. She's gonna come and shadow me this coming Sunday.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm actually happy
How
about
are you?
that.
Good.
Good.
How are you? Good.
Hey.
So yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, so anyway, I do need my glasses when I'm doing this, I'll tell you.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about capturing leads. Of course, we know this already. That's our topic, and how to go about it, the whole process. Talk about safety as well, mindset, all those different things. A lot of things, a lot of ways to prepare for it, and that's one of the things that we're going to really dig into is how to get ready to do the open house. It can start as early as Monday, getting ready for preparing for an open house. You find one, like you just found one, okay? And then you prepare by maybe doing a tour, doing some research as well. That's important.
Okay.
Do a little research on the area, so when you're asked a question, you're going to have an idea. But there's no shame at all with that when you don't know something. There's no shame with that. So you just say, "I'll get back to you." You might ask about an association fee or a requirement. Do you take dogs here? What size? What's the size limit? You know what? I'll get right back to you. But you make sure you've got their contact information. So get back to them. Okay. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Let's see. So this is the span of what we're going to discuss right here. We're going to talk about getting the leads, and then the best practices, best way to get the leads, best way to go about the whole thing, the whole process, preparing. Also once you're there, how to get people to sign in. That's important. What to say to them, what to do after you've done the open house, because really the follow-up, the connection and then the follow-up is where you collect the lead. You want to tune in, listen well, ask them questions, but then after you're done, where you putting these people's names in command and following up with them. A lot of things like that. So let's see, next. Who would like to read this for me? Anybody?
Nothing else about your business will have as big an impact on it as the number of leads you have. Gary Keller.
Yes. Do you kind of get that? Do you understand that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. The number of leads. So if you could be talking to people, but if you don't have them in a database, and if you don't continue to reach out to them, if you're not actively collecting and getting organized with your lead base, doesn't do any good.
Right.
Open houses is a great way to, you're going to be spending probably a couple hours getting ready and then 3 hours at the event, setting signs up. It's a great way to add some names. One of the ways, anyway, I think. So, let's see. So what do you guys think so far? Now, you haven't done an open house yet. Do you like doing an open house? Do you like?
I do.
Yeah.
I think that there's, like you said, there's so much that you can learn from a vicinity or a neighborhood, especially like say for example when you go door knocking in advance,
Right.
to try and set up, or let neighbors know that hey, I've got an open house. We'd love for you to come by. Here's a flyer. If you have any questions, my contact details are on there. And then when people are just walking in, like traffic there and then, it's like, I think what I struggled with and had slight hesitation about is how do we get them to sign in without being aggressive about it?
Right.
Do you do it when they walk in? Do you do it when they are about to walk back out? Like, how?
How did you get that? Oh, okay, we can talk about that. I just got to check this phone really quick. Just give me a
Yes,
sec.
of course.
Hold on. It's only because it's potential spam. My mother, she back at home, but it wasn't. It was potential spam. So,
AKA mom.
yeah, that's right. No, it was. So yeah, with open house, and you got your nice sheet out and everything, right? What do you say to them when you're trying to get them to sign in?
What I said was, thank you so much for coming, and in order to protect my seller's, for his information, and I would love you to be able to spare a couple of minutes and just sign in so that I'm able to show him
Sure.
who walked in and the interest. But I feel like I could polish that up a bit. It's a little raw right now.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of maybe having to over-explain a little bit.
One thing that struck me, like just if I was walking in, when you said a couple of minutes, I would have said moment. Because I'm like, I don't have a couple of minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just
you
me.
spare me a moment. Just
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm like, okay, I think of a minute instead of like
couple of
minutes.
minutes. See?
That's just me.
Yeah.
Right. So one thing you could say possibly is, this is what I have it out there, and I have some cookies or something right next to it also.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to sign in.
Yeah.
Sign in, you'll get a cookie. No, I'm just kidding. But I sometimes I put a little sign up and said, hey, would you mind, sellers requiring signatures, they want to see the list of who comes through, please sign in. Just put it like that, just kind of direct them there and just say, sellers requiring sign in, would you please sign in?
And so do they require that? Okay, I know it's to gauge who's coming in and whatnot, but like, will they do that as well to
No.
cover their stuff? Or that's you saying
That's me saying that.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
really, the seller does like to know who comes in
Right.
a lot of times, but it's really for your good.
It is really.
Yes.
It's for us to be able to gain maybe an advantage or an upper hand by
Right.
getting the information.
Yeah, catch those leads.
Yeah. Because we can't say, I guess, to our walk-ins, hey, I need this information from you.
Yeah, because I want to call you and
Sign this before you
call
look.
you twice a week for
Right.
5 years.
Yeah.
See, that's something I would probably mention, like me personally. I've obviously never done an open house, but when I get into doing my own, I think I would mention, I'm not gonna harass you by any means. I would just, like to have this information so that I
You
can
can say
keep you in
that.
contact if I find something that you might love. Or,
There's another way you can say that too. It was taught by Stephen Jack, this isn't exact, but sometimes if they're not signing in, you just talk to them. You don't hassle them when they haven't yet, when you've asked them. You feel like it, but you don't. But you might start talking, okay, so would it be of any benefit to you to hear about off-market properties? Do you know what those are? No, what are they? They're properties that aren't yet on the market, but that I know of. We network with other agents. I've got some sellers that are considering if you want to, if you are interested, go ahead and write down your phone number in your email. I'll put you on a special list for them.
Oh,
okay.
So you're like, ooh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
see this before anybody.
Yes.
I'm in.
It's just a way to get. It's also a way to get to know. It's real. I mean, you
No,
could.
it's true.
Yeah, you could potentially be giving them some information. What I do is I do my constant contact newsletter after I've got them in command and data.
This is through the command?
I do constant contact. I haven't linked it with command yet,
Okay.
so it probably does link to command, but I put them on that, and there's off-market listings every week.
Okay.
And take them from the office, the office list. If you go to the meetings or if you listen to the meetings, there's off-market properties mentioned. Oh, I've got this coming up. It's not on the market yet. And then there's a list on the Facebook site.
Yes, I see not Rockall, I see a lady that, I forget her name, but she's always posting something with a map and grid, like, hey,
Yes.
there's no updates, but I forget her name.
Yes. Yes.
I try to keep abreast of all of that.
That's good. That's good. And there's also other sources for it too. You can find if you go to pitch sessions, like let's say I get a list from North County, even though I don't do a ton of business there, but I get off-market properties all the time, and I can add them. Or just from talking to other agents, from having something later that might come on the market. There's someone who's thinking about it. You got to be very vague with the address, but just kind of vague, possibly. Anyway, it's another way to show value with the open houses.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we talk about dispelling limiting beliefs. So it says, I don't have a listing to hold open. That's one of them, isn't it? Right?
That's when I'm on this what?
Sometimes it's a limiting belief, like, oh, I've got to have my own listing to hold open.
Right.
Okay. But do you really?
No, the way I understand it, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
The way I understand it is, we don't necessarily have to have a seller and be the listing agent to have an open house. We can ask other agents, our own KW, some other brokerages that are open to it, hey, can I hold your house open from you? And that's how I got to do the open house. Somebody on the one group that I was in just said, hey, I need some help. Anyone wants to hold an open house? And he posted it 4 minutes before I got into the group. So I was lucky that I got into Facebook at that
Christine,
point.
that is lucky.
I mean, it's a double benefit, right?
It is because
I mean, if I'm bringing people into your house, I'm
Yes,
looking
you're promoting it
for
too.
a house, and you're trying to get rid of one, right?
yes.
Right, or maybe
We're
you don't want
both
to. Maybe the listing agent doesn't want to do it both days or
Well, he
either
had
day.
another open house on the same weekend, so he needed help with this one.
Perfect.
So that's why he wasn't able to do this one, and I started to choke after. I said, okay, I'll hold it open. I'm like, oh, I need signs.
Yeah. Now where do I get my signs?
Where am I going to get signs from? So I spoke to my coach, and somebody else from our group who's more seasoned reached out to me and said, hey, I have signs I could let you have. You want to do it together? I've been struggling to get open houses. I'm still in the learning process. I was like, hell yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
So the two of us did it together. This other guy, Monty, from my team, and he's amazing. I learned so much from him on that day.
Nice.
So I went with him to physically put out the signs, even though he didn't need me. But I'm like, no, we're in this 50-50, I'm going to help you. I'm going to learn from you. You're going to coach me, teach me, and I'm going to observe you. So it was really sweet. He would let me go with the first client, and then he'd say, okay, now I'm going to go with this. If you want to observe, go ahead and, that's very kind. Yeah, really kind.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
He gave you a shot to
He did.
get a little business, and he asked you some questions. You felt like you learned a few tips.
Yes.
It's really
So
nice.
then I learned, I better start getting my hands on some signs myself, because
It's
that's
true.
the most important thing to do if you want to hold an open house. You need signage.
Right.
It's true. I got mine from, I think it's really important to have signs, actually. I did have some, at one time I had some crummy plastic ones that somebody gave me. Okay, and because they got some better ones at one time, I got rid of those after a while. I've got some nice ones now. They usually are, they might be about $50 each, something to that effect. But there's a sign company, and I think they're one of our S&P partners. It's in alcohol.
Is it Build a Sign?
Is it what?
Build a Sign?
It's not Build a Sign. I gotta look up the name again. It's just evading my mind right now, but he can get them ready in one day.
No way.
1 or 2
Oh my
days.
God, I need that name.
Yeah. Let me get you that
I am
name.
looking to do some open houses this week, and I need some signs like ASAP.
Christine, give me your phone number right now.
619
619.
845 4951. And I signed it on sheet 2.
Okay, and I might be able to, I might even have it on the phone. I'm gonna check if I do that. He was like fast.
Oh,
At least a couple, you could probably have it by this weekend.
When you get those, do you have like your DRE number on it
Yes.
and your face?
It's
Do you put your
mandatory.
face on it?
You know, I didn't. I've decided not to do that.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Interesting.
In a way, it's a way to brand things, but I'm getting a little more, I think as women especially, but it could be as men also, just kind of watch it just a little bit. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Even somebody's
Like you don't want creeps showing up because you're hot.
Yeah,
No, I've seen scary.
yeah,
Seen
yeah.
scary stuff on
Yeah,
TV
yeah,
about
you've got to watch it.
agents.
People have been
No
killed
way.
before in
Yeah.
this business. They have. I don't think it happens a lot, but it has happened.
Right.
So I think it's my opinion, even though it can be used as branding, not to have that, not to do that. I understand it's helpful. In some cases, it is. But I think for safety reasons, that's
So
not.
you have your number, like
Yeah.
the Keller Williams logo.
Yes,
Okay.
you have your phone number, you can have your email address, you have the Keller Williams logo. Probably want to go red and white or so. You can go
With the more
black.
traditional
Yes.
colors for Callaway, yeah.
I think so. I could probably show you a picture of one of my
Okay.
signs. So
So on an average, here's a question.
yes,
If you have an open house, whether it's your own listing
Yes.
or on an average, how many signs would you go about putting out?
it all depends. You like to go with the major corners a lot of times.
Mhm.
I ordered 10, and I put. Well, this weekend I think I put 6 out. I could have put more. It's better not to be too lazy with it though, I found. You do get more traction, and this weekend I'm going to put one on one of the main streets, which might be Rosecrans. I think I put one there, but I was on, I think I put about 6 out last time. A lot of times I use all of them, not every time. And another thing that's helpful is, you know, the flag things.
Yeah.
I recommend it. Now you can get those. I had to get them through the Board of Realtors over there in Kearney Mesa.
Oh, SDAR.
Yeah. You just go there. It's well worth it because it really shows up. The sign really shows up.
And it just stands out to people.
It
like,
stands
oh,
Their
out.
flags.
The flags.
yeah, they're like 10, 12
Yeah.
feet tall.
Yeah, it's
and
like
the
this
sail
tall.
ship flags.
Yeah,
you know,
they're tall,
they're really
right?
big.
Get
So-
a red flag or something and just
Okay.
put it on that. And it's it's a little awkward when you're carrying the signs, but it's worth it.
Yeah. And I have another question.
Yeah.
Do all of the signs that you have your name and your license and telephone or contact email or whatever, or did you do a half and half, like it's just directional signs and then the other half personalized signs?
I do. I don't do directional as much. I could, but they all have the arrow on.
Yes.
They all have the arrow and the flag on them. Flag with them. You got to just put them in separately. So I didn't get just like an arrow. You can get those really inexpensively at the Board of Realtors. You can
Okay.
buy the ones that are kind of the not cardboard, but whatever it's called, the plastic.
Yeah.
You can get those too.
Yeah.
But I like to stamp signs. The
Yeah.
metal ones, they last a little bit longer.
Okay.
And once you really get going, you might consider getting 20, but I think 10 is a good amount to start with. I would recommend 10. Yeah.
And
Yep.
are they all A-frames or are they those H-frames?
They're
and
all,
posts?
all A-frames. But I like the metal's a little bit more hardy with that.
Right.
So if you don't have signs yet, what can you do?
Ask around to borrow.
You could ask around.
So they can lend it like Monty lent his.
Yes.
signs to
Right.
for
Yes.
him.
Like that would be good. Well, actually, since we're talking about it right now, it'd probably be in my best interest to just do it, just
Yes.
purchase
Yeah.
them because
I
now I
think
know what I need to
so.
go on them. And
I think you might as
they're
well.
mine.
So you don't have to go to the hassle of, I'm going to go pick these signs up or
Right.
something like that. So I would definitely do that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what you can do. Borrow or just go ahead and get those signs. It's not that big. I know, everything costs money, but once you have those signs, you're not gonna.
Well,
You got
it's
it.
also like
Done.
what the coach just said, you're investing in your business, so if there are
Yes.
going to be a certain amount of expenses initially at the get-go, and if you are in a position to invest in yourself, start doing that stuff.
Exactly. Start doing it now. It's an investment in yourself. It
Right.
really is.
Yeah.
I think that it is too. Okay. I may not know the answers to questions visitors have. We just talked about that a little bit. No problem. Write it down.
Yes.
Make sure you got their information. Okay. It's a reason, an extra reason to have it, and say, you know what? That's a great question. Let me get right back to you. I'm going to check right during or after this open house. I'm going to check with the seller on this. I'll get back to you. No shame in that. Open houses don't really work because most people look online. What do you think about that statement?
I think that's so untrue. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a reason why open houses have existed for decades
Yes.
and still exist.
Yes.
Like, people want to see hands-on what
Yep.
they would be, you know.
That's
Seeing
how
it
I
in
am.
pictures can be kind of glamorized a bit.
Yes.
Right.
Photoshopped and, you know, so many things, but when you're
Yeah,
right
it's a
there,
fixer upper. Okay, I need to know that the yard is trash.
I want to try the taps.
Top my
I
price
want-
down.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Or it's
Exactly.
freaking gorgeous and oh my god, it's breathtaking. I didn't know it would look like this.
Yeah, and all
From
the
the
pictures
picture.
look so amazing, and you go to the property like, oh, it doesn't look like the pictures at all.
Right. They can really vary. The kitchen can be rougher or it can look better. Sometimes it looks better.
Right.
Yeah.
More often it's the other way, but it's a lot of times. So it all depends. But what about the comment, I won't feel safe? What do you think about that?
I haven't personally, I don't know, I've read a lot of crazy stories, heard about some crazy stories, how some, you know, some people walk in and they're, you know, a tag team and, you know, careful with your bag, careful.
Yeah.
Weren't you there when
Yes.
Alicia talked to us about it about 5 or 6 years ago? This duo, 2 women, used to go around and, you know, one would, I think, get the realtor busy in the backyard or patio, while the other one would open drawers.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I do
Yes, so I
remember
don't
Right.
know about this story, but I've heard of
Right.
it.
It does happen. It does happen. So one thing to do might be to really think about where your purse is. You know, have it on you at all times, or
that. Leave it in your car.
leave
bring
in your
phone.
car. Don't bring like your credit cards.
Mhm.
You should always have your phone with you.
Right.
I think at all times. That's one thing you can do. Is have it with
Well, another thing I thought about for this is getting to know the neighbors.
you.
And
Oh,
let them know, hey, I'm going to be doing an open house. If you wouldn't mind keeping an eye out, you know,
yeah.
cruise by. If you hear me scream, come over. I'm not screaming for fun. Like, you know, getting people
Sure.
open and letting them know what's going on. Just kind of creating a different type of buddy system.
I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, just so that you've got eyes on you a little bit more.
Right.
More
Most
And they can come over
most
too.
neighborhoods, especially ones which are, you know, family-based, more with the younger kids and stuff, they're always quite aware.
They are.
They're always out and around watching, so that's a good thing to do as well.
Yes. And what do you think about how you choose an open house? What would you recommend? Think it might be a good idea to get something that's more near a busier area sometimes?
Yes. And
Possibly.
also secretly located, like, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Out in
Yeah,
the woods.
I would be in the loop
Would
concerned.
not do it out in the woods.
Right.
Would not. Would not.
No.
Mm-mm. No, I'll tell you about a couple of experiences I had in the past. Now, this was a long time ago, but could still happen now. I remember one time I got a call on something, but I actually wasn't doing an open house, but this could happen at an open house. This person wanted to look at the house and he wanted me to go ahead of him, okay? There wasn't even any furniture in the house, but he wanted me to go ahead of him, lead him. You don't
Right.
lead them up, you stay behind. Actually, I think it's good to stay on the main floor and just let them walk up.
I would
themselves.
always just let, you know, my clients go ahead of me.
Yes.
Set. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you just let them go ahead. The reason I even brought it doesn't sound that interesting, but the reason I brought it up is like the hair on the back of my neck was standing up.
That's your gut telling
You
you
know,
something.
it's
Yeah.
your gut telling you that there's something wrong.
Right.
When they look at you or something like that.
Yeah, and a woman knows.
A
Oh,
woman
yeah.
knows
You know.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So another thing might be you let your buddy or your spouse or somebody know exactly where you are.
Right.
Yes.
You can even have a code. For example, one thing you could do is with your cell phone, if somebody's acting a little strange, you get the phone out, You act like you talk kind of loud, kind of aggressively, and just, yeah, I'm at this house on Rose Street over here, 212.
Yeah.
Come on over. You know, you could say that. I mean, just so he knows that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, so people are about to come over,
Yes.
you know, yeah, they can't do anything.
I think it's smart. Yeah.
That is, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I would have not thought of that, you know?
Yeah, it's really smart. So don't lead him up. Stay back. Have your phone with you at all time. You know, you could act a little aggressive. You know, not in a distasteful way, but just keep your eyes on what's going on. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now, let's see. Where did that thing go? Okay. So
I think we dispelled those limiting beliefs really well.
Yeah.
I think so too. Okay, I think we did. See? Okay, so here we are, capturing leads with the open house. Let me make sure I'm on the right page. Hold on.
Yeah, that's the one I.
Okay.
7.3, is that right?
Okay. Yes, okay, it's down here. Sorry about that. My eyesight, I have to be pretty close to see something. So we're going to talk about this, as we mentioned already, how to get the leads. And so who all benefits it us? Well, of course we know sellers and buyers benefit. The seller gets their house sold, the buyer gets a house possibly. Neighbors, you can always get a lot of, as you probably know, Christine, already, a lot of neighbors come in.
Yeah, they're so curious.
They're curious, but a lot of times they're thinking of selling.
But they're hesitant, they're on the fence.
They're on the fence. They're on the fence. Yeah, this last weekend I held a house open at where you're going to come shadow this next week. It's condominium down in Point Loma, and I think three of the seven that came through were probably neighbors, friendly, but they just like to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But what do you think you can do with that name of the neighbor? What do you think?
Yeah, swoop that up.
Right.
Say, hey, if you're thinking about anything, either way, you let me know and we'll make it happen.
Exactly.
And don't jump into anything too hastily, like, you know, take your time, just to kind of put them at ease.
Right.
But let them know, hey, I'll take care of you whenever you're ready.
I can help you. Yeah.
Mhm.
And one of the ways to do that is, you know, be friendly with them, ask them how they've liked living there, what do you like best about it, so you find out some more things about the neighborhood.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, isn't that? Because
Yes.
they love to be heard, and you get some new ideas, like, oh, I didn't know there was such and such down the street. You know, you find out some things. But also, if you put them in your database, you can call them or email them later. Now, you've been learning about command, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you can put them on a bi-weekly drip campaign. You know what that is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you attach them to that bi-weekly smart plan, and then once every 2 weeks, like based on their neighborhood, they will get an email sent by you automatically
Yes,
through
yes.
command, showing them different properties in the vicinity.
In their area.
So it
Whoa.
keeps them
Like-
aware.
Of like what's going up, what's
I
going down.
actually did that to my husband. I pretended like I was like big.
Yeah.
You're gonna get an email from me because I'm testing this out,
Mhm.
and it was amazing. It goes with your credentials,
Mhm.
and it's just different places in the.
It's wonderful.
It's-
It
so
kind of
nice.
sounds like a housing stock market that they can keep an eye on.
Right.
You know, it's like, ooh, okay, now might be the time to pull
Yeah.
the trigger. Like
And that's
everything has gone up immensely. Like, let's do this.
Right. That's what they do, by the way.
Right.
I mean, they check it. They love checking it. Everybody's interested in real estate
Right.
nowadays. And even though they may not be interested now, they may be, but they probably aren't. They think you're sending these emails out to them. It's automated.
Right.
You know, you're not doing anything.
Which is
except
wonderful.
I know, isn't it?
It's so professional when because I clicked on it when you showed it to me, my husband. I was like, wow, this is really epic.
It really is.
Oh, it's so
It's
so
easy. It's a way you can prospect and not even think about it. Now, it's not a bad idea. What do you think? To give them a call maybe every quarter or something like that, right? Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Especially if you get their contacts, I think it'd be great to
I think
just
so.
set that up.
Yeah, call them up. You know, on your command, you can also text them. But I think it's nice once in a while to say, "Well, hi, John. This is Kathy Jackson. How are you doing? You still liking it there? Yeah. Do you have any questions about the market? No, but I've been getting your emails. problems. That's usually how they
Right.
answer. So it's just, so you'll be the one, like I just had this recently happen. I held something open in Claremont. Now, it wasn't my own listing. I went out and found the open house, and we'll talk about that in a second, okay? Finding the open houses.
Okay.
But, because this is a good idea. I'm just gonna pick the open houses. But this lady, because she's been getting the bi-weekly or bi-monthly newsletter, she called up and she says, hey, I just heard about something coming on the market. Can you check up on this? It's pre-foreclosure, something like that. So it's nice that the newsletter works. And that's without, I've also left her a couple messages, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
I need to get more comfortable with my command and start getting names in there and stuff.
Yeah, and once you get on it, like initially, I'm being completely transparent. Last month, I had no clue what I was doing, and I just
That's
thought,
how I feel right now.
is technology kicking my butt? Because it seemed so tech savvy, like the system was super smart. But the more you start to add contacts and kind of inquisitively just go through it, the more you get accustomed to it. So.
You really do. It's not too difficult. Hi. Oh, no problem. How you doing? Good. What's your name?
Lydia.
Lydia. I'm Kathy. Yes. I've seen you a ton of times. Lydia, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. So, so here's one way. Okay. Yeah. So the neighbors, even though you're thinking, oh boy, sometimes you really have to get in the right mindset for an open house. Like once in a while, I go through this too. It's like, oh, I just want to have time to myself and look at social media or get on the phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I got to be friendly to this neighbor. They might possibly want something at some time, or sometimes they spy. If it's your own listing, sometimes they'll spy for the seller to let them know how you're doing. Also, just keep that in mind, okay? But I think there's a business possibility with it too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, I'm skipping ahead just a little bit, but we'll cover it again. So what can you also do ahead of time to stir up some interest in the open house you're going to do?
Oh, social media blasting.
Social media blast, yes. Of course you do Instagram and Facebook, right?
Facebook, Instagram, and then door knocking with the neighbors.
Door knocking, okay.
Like,
Have you tried that, Christine?
I did on the day of in the morning, an hour or two before the open house. I actually door knocked around the neighborhood with Monty. Both of us, we separated streets and we just started, And what I learned was when there's a sign that says no solicitation, don't even ring the bell. Just leave a flyer because that can be pretty dangerous. They may not want that.
Yeah, they have a sign up. I wouldn't
Yes.
dare try to even knock.
But it's okay to leave a flyer and just walk away, right?
Right. It definitely is okay to leave a flyer. You're not supposed to put it in a mailbox, even though I've done that before, but really just leave it on the porch or the door.
Or if they have a chair.
Yeah, chair is all right, something like that. So just telling the neighbors what's going on. Hey, I'm holding this open. They're all interested. I'm holding it open. Come on through. It'd be great to see it. You can see what this looks like compared to yours. Whatever. So that's one of the ways you can prepare with the neighbors. Now, regarding getting an open house, what are some different ways you can find an open house for yourself? Your coach, perhaps?
Yeah.
For your
You can
coach.
go into MLS. I've been finding okay with MLS. Just go through it and some locations that I'm interested in. And
Good.
call and text every one of them.
Yeah, you call 20 people, right?
20
Yes.
people, I text 20 people. The good part is that I texted like someone 3-4 weeks ago, and they never replied. However, we did last week, so like 3 weeks later or 2 weeks later, the guy texted me. He's like, "Hey, are you still interested? I can't do it this weekend. I'm doing a cover for me." I'm like, "Oh, of course."
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that actually slept through that.
That's amazing.
Yes, so we have
Through the
this
MLS.
through MLS.
Yeah. And there's also caravans and tours where you can hear what others are pitching.
Sure. Yeah, then you could ask them, or at least at the top of your head, you know what I mean? You can talk about it. Remember, you can talk about real estate with people, they love it. I think it's good.
I'm curious, how does it work? caravans?
You know, I I've gone to the Coronado one several times.
I went to one on, because I live in Coronado, so I went to the Korea meeting, and they had just one property. You know, of course in Coronado it's slower, right?
Oh, I saw you at that last meeting.
Were you
That's right.
there?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, your face is so familiar, but I didn't know everyone was my first
I
time.
saw you there.
I'm sorry if I didn't say hi.
That's okay, Christy.
I'll be there Wednesday.
Sorry about that. I didn't connect it for a second. Yes.
No,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a nice group. They do a good job. There's other MLS boards. So you got to find out when it is, when the pitch is. Downtown, what is that, Tuesday or something like that?
And then
How do you
there's
get into them?
And then there's PSAR.
Yes, they are. That's down in Chula Vista, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you find out. You can call the real estate association to find out when each of the. You can also look online, right? You put the zip code in that you're interested in. Let's say I want to look at Mission Valley. And then you put, so 92108 and also 92110, I think is part of Mission. And then you check to see when the realtor open house is. The tour. It's not the open house, it's the tour.
It's a tour.
Yeah. And then you can just go right through. It's open. We're on
And the
Central.
tour means that it's specifically for realtors.
Yes, yes. Sometimes if you get the permission from the agent, you can drag a client through once in a while. It's like, oh, this is perfect. Can I just drag so-and-so through? Oh yeah, just go ahead.
Right.
They usually would say, sure, why not? Why not? So yeah, good to see things because you sound really knowledgeable when you know the stuff out there, don't you? Okay, so yeah, that's one of the ways, from what you're seeing, you could ask the agent. It doesn't have to be from this office. I know Lydia knows that already, right?
Yeah, well, the XP were a little mean. They're like, I'm texting Fiona. They're like, we don't work with anyone but XP.
Yeah, so I did
Yeah,
hear
they're all
that
simple.
there are certain brokerages like I guess
Yeah,
EXP, Coldwell Banker.
I think Berkshire might be the same. I'm not
They keep
positive.
their properties in house.
Right.
So
Just avoid those.
yeah.
You want to hear the best fishing grounds for open houses?
Yeah.
Besides somebody you know from here? Small companies.
The bouquet ones, yeah.
Yes, boutique companies or small one-man, one-woman companies. Small one, the Jim Jones Realty Group, something like that. And the agent's name is Jim.
With their name, yeah.
Yes, that means a lot of times they are just small real estate groups, and they're happy to let you hold their houses open. They've probably been in the business a long time. They might be like my age or older. Do you know what I mean? Just because they've been in the business like 30 years plus. Sometimes not. But I find those small companies are some of the best ones for open houses. I mean, you just call them, text them like you've done. Go through maybe 15 people. You probably get 1 or 2 offers per 15 people.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
Because what I've gathered is that to do the open house shadowing, they want me to stay within Keller Williams.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
So my friend Newman, him and his wife own Newman Stocks. They do all OB in Point Loma, and he's blown up over the past few years. And I was interested in maybe hitting him up to see if I could hang out with him and check some of his stuff out, but I don't know if that would be a viable thing to do,
I'd probably check, unless it's your relative, I'd probably check with your own company, actually.
Yeah.
I think so, because sometimes
with your coach, if you're in a coaching group, check with them directly.
check with them on that, but I would say a lot of times people might feel maybe slightly competitive. Here, it's really good. Everybody's really friendly.
I think he's really competitive too.
Yeah, so don't do it.
When I was first getting started, I was like, hey, do you have any pointers? And he kind of iced me out. I was like, ew. I was like, are you serious? I'm not even done with school yet. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. It's just from that right there,
You're like, don't do it, Jules.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it at all.
Sorry, I have a question. Kathy.
Yeah.
How do we, so say suppose I find an open house in IB, Coronado, Chinos. How do I understand what the rules are with signage. How do I approach, or who do I approach to say, hey, can I put a ton of signs on the roads, or no? Is that not allowed? Because I know every zip code maybe has its rules or
It
kinds.
said something on the bottom of one of
That's
the.
what I read, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, one of the things there. You do have to check on that, because once in a while, I know Coronado is one of those places that
They're a little iffy. aren't
they're a
they?
little iffy with it. I'm trying to remember, I haven't held a house there open for a long time. I've had some listings in the K's there, but it's a little bit different in the K's.
Yeah.
Just a little bit different. So, you might want to just check. Ask Debbie Giabetti when you go to that next meeting,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Because I can't remember from the village, but they're a little sticky sometimes. Each area is different. Most areas, unless it's really fancy or something like that, most areas like put them on the street. Sometimes people steal the signs too.
Oh my God.
I know.
Which is another reason why we need to personalize it, huh? Why are they gonna steal a personalized sign?
Yes, exactly.
In Carlsbad, that particular one, we were in our office, I think it was 2 weeks ago, it has my husband's name, and my daughter's, and it's got like that emblem, it was gone.
What?
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, sometimes it can be somebody who's a little grouchy, or once in a while an agent who's really competitive about an area. I think most agents are really quite decent, but once in a while it can happen.
That's just bad karma.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, really? Come
Yeah.
on.
Come on, don't be a big baby about it.
Well, I mean, if you're being a big baby, you're probably a trashy agent anyway, so.
Yeah, it's not the way to be, is it?
Yikes.
Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of the open house. What do you think the benefits are? Here you go, right up there. It is inexpensive, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's really not expensive. It takes a few hours, right?
I think it takes your time and efforts, but it's so rewarding if you know what to do with it.
Yes.
It can be
Yes.
very rewarding.
Very rewarding. I think so too. You can have a good return on your investment. So you bought those signs, let's say it was $600 for 10 nice signs.
You
You're
get
gonna-
one bar of each one.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So really, you get good qualify. What do you know about the people coming through besides the neighbors? They want to buy a house, don't they?
Right.
The neighbors sometimes just like to look, but a lot of times they could be, maybe, yeah. But they want to buy something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. I can remember one time, now this was way back in Michigan when I was an agent, but I can remember one time when I did an open house. I did it in a really good area. We had an area that was kind of like, I'm going to say it was like North Park, okay? It kind of felt, it's called the Old West Side, okay? So it's kind of near the college area, and it's just kind of a neat neighborhood, probably even cleaner than North Park in some ways. I recall holding an open house there, and I had about 30 people come through, tried to connect with them. You can't connect with all of them when there's 30. Do you know what I mean? You have to connect with them afterwards. I figured from one open house, now this doesn't happen too often, I got about 7 sales from one open house.
Wow.
No.
7 sales.
Wow.
Smoking.
7,
That's
and
awesome.
and one of the ways that happened is 2 of them had to sell houses. They didn't get that place, but they got something like it. You know what I mean? So that's what an open house can do sometimes, if you work it really hard. I bet Lydia and Emmanuel have done that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just,
Worked hard like that. Yeah.
try to be creative too.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be creative.
I think so. I think so. So here's go over a couple tools, and then we'll get on with the rest of the. I use a couple different lenders. I use Ed some of the time, and I've got another one in Coronado. This one, he gets cookies ready for me. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I like that. I like to have like 20 cookies out, and it's just a nice little conversation, even for the neighbors, to come on.
What is
So-
the difference
What's that?
Mortgage company.
Yeah.
So this one is specifically Coronado.
Yeah, Coronado. He's got his mortgage information on it. So, you know, maybe Ed could do this too. You could ask him. I bet he would. You could have brochures out.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask, and I saw them there. So yay.
Yeah.
My answers.
These are some, okay, I'm gonna pass these around. Do you do your own open house sheets or do you have someone make them for you? The two of you?
So far, it's mixed.
Okay.
Yeah, but we asked them that.
Two-sided, yeah.
They're really nice about things and everything.
Oh, good. Matt does? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll use him, and he.
Yeah.
You just don't, because the numbers good, those are
Oh,
great.
this is wonderful.
I thank you.
Is this the one I'm going to?
Yes, yes,
Yay.
yes.
Okay, cool.
So you have a double-sided information.
Double-sided, so the lending information's on the back, so you got a payment. But what I like about this is it's got that, and they do it. You're not wasting your colored ink. Do you know what I mean? You're not having
Which is
to.
what she was saying, that
Yeah.
Ed will do it as well, which is cool.
Oh, good to know that.
So,
Good to
on
know that.
average, Kathy, how many of these would you take to your open house?
So I usually get about 20 of them. That's about how many are made. I've got some from this last weekend. I'm just gonna bring them. I'd say 1 out of 2 people take them.
Okay.
So I'll just bring these next week as well. So here's another couple of things that you can have at your, if the lender has a brochure, you can have that. Make sure you have lots of cards.
Lots
you
of
know?
cards, yeah.
Lots of business cards. Always should have those anyway. And I've been stuck without them, believe me. It's like, I can't believe I don't have my card.
Yeah.
But I like the cookie idea. I think it's fun. Or you could put your own information on something if you want.
You could brand yourself if you're a baker,
Yeah.
put your information on there.
You could.
Yeah,
You could. Or a bottle of water, just put a little. You don't have to. You can make it really easy, not have anything branded, but you can do that if you want.
Yeah.
But here's a, I think the stand is kind of good, but here's like a home buyer guide. A lot of times the title companies might have something like this, okay?
Nice.
Okay, so you could, I don't have a lot of those there, but I just maybe put 1 or 2 out.
Okay, and is this got your information on there too, or no? It's just a home buyer.
It's just a home buyer guide. You can customize something with yours on it on what is Canva.
Yeah.
You go Etsy, and then get it on Canva. Then you can customize your own information. So, but a lot of times the title company, if you talk to the title rep, they will give you some of this stuff. I got that from the Korea meeting last. On that table in the back, they have
Was
some
it in
things.
there? I didn't even get there.
The week before it was.
Oh, this is awesome.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, it's really nice, yeah.
Yeah. And you know when they grab that, like I only have 2 or 3 of them that I lay out, they're a first time buyer probably, or they're thinking about buying, so. Okay, so anyway, yeah, good lead. Any questions so far?
This is such a happy.
Can I hang on to this?
Isn't that, yes.
Just to kind of like go over the information
Of
and
course
like
you
get to know that?
can. Use it for social media
Yes.
too.
Yeah, I will, thank you.
It is, I like this, the stripe of green and yeah. And then also with regard to social media, I know that's, you know, you could start your marketing like Tuesday or Wednesday. You could tour the house ahead of time if you want. If you want to do that, I'll give you the combinations and stuff. But you know, you start putting things on Instagram. You do a reel. Have you guys made reels?
Yes,
Probably
I
have to-
made one reel.
It's easy. It's easy.
It's hilarious. I mean, my daughter, she's 20, yeah, the young one, she's like, Mom, do
Thank
you just do a reel? I was like, dude, I need to do
No,
a
it's a way
business.
to go
Are you
away.
jealous?
Bye.
She's like, I don't know how to do a reel. I was like, shame on you.
I know. My daughter kind of taught me how to, and I took a class on it too. And whenever I asked my daughter, she says, "You should know how to do."
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps to have
I do know.
teenagers.
Yes, it does. It does. So, okay. Let's go to the next. So, anything that you learned from anything stand out for you so far from a couple of tips here and there?
Yeah, boutique, contacting them for information, that's huge. Because I was in a couple of open houses and 2 gentlemen walked in and they worked with that boutique. They've been in business for 35 years with
Yes.
the wife
Yeah.
and the husband, and they have like old 7 property. And then right now I'm like, dang it, I wish it was December.
Dang
It
it.
feels so friendly, and it
Yes.
was so helpful.
Super friendly realtors. Yeah, just look in the MLS. If there's a certain neighborhood that you like to do, I do that a lot of times. There's certain neighborhoods I like to do. Like, I'll do a lot of different things. I'll do National City or whatever, but I like kind of near where I live, like Del Cerro, San Carlos areas.
Right.
You know, more often a little bit, just because I'm right there. I find it handy. But you find the small mom and pop businesses. That's one way to really go after it. Yeah.
Especially ones that have their names to it.
Yes.
That's how you know, right?
That's
Like
how you
they're
know.
not that big.
John Jackson's the agent in John Jackson Real Estate, you know, so you can tell a lot of times. Anything else? You guys pick anything else up?
I like that stuff, the cute, like
The little things to have.
yeah, like the reminders with your information on it. 'Cause, like
Yes.
everybody loves a snack, you know.
Everyone loves
So
this.
and that's just cute. It's like, oh, I'll take one, like
And I
to
think
go
what
or
it
whatever.
is they come
It's
in and
friendly.
they look for information. So when you have a table set up,
Yes.
do you usually do a table set up then, or you just put stuff on the kitchen, say countertop or the island, or?
I put it on the island and I'll organize it. You know, I'll have the brochures, I'll have the cards, I'll have some snacks. I don't always do snacks, but I do think it's a good idea.
Okay, good.
And I'd say, please sign in, or, just try to get them
Makes
to
it like
sign
a
in.
party.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
It's a party. It kind of feels like a party in a way. Friendly, yeah. Friendly, and you're happy, and you want to get to know a little bit about them, yeah. So, okay. Let's see. So now we're going to talk about best practices, which we probably talked about already, but let's see. We've covered open houses. Let's see. I think we talked pretty much about some of the things of best practice. Okay, here's one thing. Set some goals for yourself with the open house. Okay. So I think that's a really good idea. Like don't just go to the place and hold it open and say, oh, whatever happens, happens. Go there and think, get yourself in a really good frame of mind. Sometimes I have to do that. I have to kind of talk myself up, like, okay, I'm going to be really friendly, I want to be really friendly, and
You're manifesting.
God, let me just be really friendly, and just, I just want to connect with people and stuff like that. So I think, yes, just getting yourself in a good mindset.
Yeah.
So that's really important. So set your goals. You might think, okay, I'd like to put 5 new people in my database, might be more than that. And I'd like to get 2 as customers or clients. I'd like to get 2 as clients. A lot of times when you have an open house, don't you find this, Lydia and Christine, is that you might get 10 people come through, but there's 2 of them that they don't have an agent and they connect with you a little bit more. That's what usually happens. Right?
Yes.
2, like maybe 2 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could be more than that. Just, Okay, let's see. So what about other goals? Any other goals you can think of? Listing appointment, that's a good one. Yeah. Gotta pick the house. We talked about that already. Prepare and practice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of talked about that. Practice, pick the time. What kind of time do you like to have most often? Like 2 to 4, 1 to 3? You have 3 hours or 2 hours?
I like lots of fun.
1 to 4 is.
I like that time too, because I feel like especially on a weekend, people will go for brunch.
Yes.
And, well, hopefully they haven't had too many mimosas, but then they're, or they're going for breakfast and they like to come view a couple of open houses around that time.
I think you're right about that. Yeah.
1 to 4, 12 to, well,
Yeah.
1 to 12.
3 hours for all.
Yeah, Sunday after church, usually, I
Yeah.
used to do 12 to 3. Nobody would come until 1, unless they're asking people, where are you now? And they're like, oh my God, I'm church.
Yeah.
That's a great way to think about it. Yes. I find that too. A lot of people come out for church.
And there are weekdays that I've heard that people get out of work sometimes, and you can do like 3 to 6 too, where
Yes.
they are in a position, they can't come out over the weekend because they're committed with plans,
Right.
but they can possibly do weekdays, and sometimes people leave at 3 or 4 for work, so they
Yes.
can squeeze in an open house.
It's a great idea. Does anybody do weekdays?
I've not
Lydia?
done one.
what I want.
Yeah, you can do it.
Do you suggest that it's, we
I think
try
it's a good
that?
idea. I think you could meet people as long as it's listed in the MLS. That's really important. You're gonna have more people if it is in the MLS. So I think it's a good idea to do a Friday or Thursday sometimes. Try it out. Try it out. Some people do. Sometimes you can even have a cheese and champagne type thing if you want it. You really could.
I think of like the 20th coming up. Yeah, it's a Monday, but it's President's Day, so a lot of people are completely off.
Right.
You know, you have government buildings shut down, so like, what? Let's do this.
Geez, a Monday could be a great day.
Yeah, or whatever day something lands on like
If it's a
that.
holiday.
You
right,
know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we had a really busy day on the 24th, we did it on Christmas.
Did you?
Wow.
On the
Christmas Eve.
24th?
Yeah, in the morning, and we didn't have much time, so it was as well. But we had so many people that made us out of town, and they're here in beautiful weather in San Diego.
Yeah.
And they're visiting their family, and they're like, oh, so we got a few contacts from
That's
them.
so
Fantastic. Now, who would have known, right?
Yeah,
The
Christmas
24th.
Eve, yeah.
Who would have known? Mother's Day can be a surprisingly good day. I have found sometimes that, a lot of times people say, oh, they're going to be doing something, but actually, a lot of times it's the mother, they want a house. It's like they're interested in looking at houses. So, yeah. So anytime can work. Just try it out. I do think 3 hours is a good amount of time a lot of times, even though I don't always do it for 3, but okay. So,
Okay, so that last clip that you just had up, I just saw the things up there, like doing like a happy hour.
want me to go back?
Yeah, just
Okay.
for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, like doing like the happy hour thing or like wine and cheese, stuff like that is okay. Obviously you're not gonna get the people shit wrecked, but like,
I think it's fun. You could have a mimosa, not a really big serving, just a little, some cheese and crackers. Why not?
I love it.
Why not?
Something simple, yeah, cheese, crackers.
Yes. And something festive. Something festive.
Small water bottles, like those little, because people just love those. And we was doing chocolates, those little things, with just one serving, so it's just daily also.
Wow.
What is
That's a cute idea.
Those little packets of chocolate, you open it up and there's like a 10 of them in individual wrapping.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like chocolate bars, but they're in individual wrap.
Okay.
So we just take them out and build it with little cute.
Oh, that's cute. Everybody likes
That's cute.
chocolate,
And it's
right?
small,
Yeah.
And inexpensive.
and it's very expensive, very expensive.
Exactly.
I love
Very
that, though.
cheap. And then sometimes if it's a family type of a house area, you might think about having a little baggie of some gummy bears or something like that, just for the kids or something.
Right.
I think that's kind of cute. Yeah. They like that kind of thing. So yeah, try some different times. So, get your statistics ready. It's really important, isn't it? Like kind of know what's going on, at least what else is on the market, what's sold recently, and you sound more knowledgeable. You sound a little bit more knowledgeable. Let's see. Be safe. Here we are talking about safety. Also turning off the lights, turning all the lights. Make sure your cell phone is all the way charged. Check the entrances and the exits.
And make sure to put the key back in the lockbox.
Yes, put the key back in the lockbox. That's right. Get there early. It's
Yeah.
probably a great idea to get there about a half an hour early.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Set
you?
up. Yeah.
I try to do that nowadays. I know I've been close before, but I think half an hour is great. You can relax a little. You're all set to go, right?
You're not rushing and you're not in a frenzy.
No, you're feeling relaxed about it instead of running in with sweat dripping off your. Right.
No, thank you.
Okay. Any ahas from this last pages?
Yeah, mine was the things that you can do, like for when you pick your time, and then
And just creative ways.
creative ways to
light
like
a cheese board
showcase.
and
Mhm.
doing,
I think that's so cute.
Yeah, doing on weekend, some people are doing like 4 open houses a week. I don't know of a lot of people, but do a couple during the week and a couple on the weekend. You can just pile up some leads. You know what I mean?
And then
Yeah.
just the promotion and advertising through social media.
For sure.
Right. You don't have to spend it.
And so even if we go and preview or tour other open houses, we can still market that on our social media.
Yes.
As long
yes.
as we mention who the listing agent is, correct?
Yes, I don't even know that you need to mention the listing agent, but I may be wrong on this, but you know, because I promote when I do other people's listings, I don't take credit as being the listing agent though, because I'm holding this house open.
Okay.
But the nice thing is you've got something free to promote. I mean, it's so nice. You're not saying you're the listing agent,
Yes.
but here you go. You put it in your newsletter if you do a
So
newsletter.
I'm holding this house open.
Yes.
I am not the listing agent.
Yes.
You don't even have to mention that.
You
but
don't even have
if
to
they
say
ask, are you the listing agent? I am not, but I'm holding it open.
I usually say that in the open house too. I just want to let you know I'm just working with buyers. That's all.
Yes.
In this case, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a great way to get that information out to your group of business, your book of business, because they see you. They might not even pay attention that it's not your listing, but they notice it and they say, hey, she's busy. She's busy. What's going on with the real estate market right now? You know?
Right.
Okay, so we talked about preparing and pursuing. Who wants to read this? Anybody?
The difference between big and really big is how you manage your time and focus.
Right. How do you guys do it right now? I know you're kind of segueing into it, but what do you find for the best way to organize your time?
That's been a struggle lately.
I
And
think
a
all
lot of
around.
emails and different email addresses, so I'm trying to figure out how to.
Try to figure it out.
Yes.
It's
You're
tough.
busy too. Yeah, it is.
Well, for me, a big thing is literally carving out space for myself so I don't freak
Yes.
out.
Right.
If I'm good mentally and like I feel good and I look good and whatever, okay, everything else is gonna be, a natural
Yeah.
process, and it's tough.
Yes. Yes. Get yourself ready for the day, right? Yeah.
Like, and getting up, I was reading, and this was when I was doing my classes, like last April, about, I forget what his name is, but he's like this insane billionaire agent, and I wrote down what he did for his day
Wow.
and kind of like reflected on that,
Yes.
and I have it in here as a matter of fact. But yeah, he gets up at 5 in the morning, and he has a regular life for the first few hours. Like, he kicks back, has coffee, watches TV, takes his shower, and like chills. But he makes sure to get up at 5 every
He's up
single
at 5
day.
in the morning. Yeah.
Like, for sure.
That's a feat of its own.
It sure is.
I know that's right,
Oh, and if
absolutely.
it's cold,
But
oh my gosh.
like reading about this guy, what he does, it's like, okay, that makes sense. That is why he's so extremely productive, because he fits everything into these spots
Yes.
every single day.
He's got a system in place, hasn't
Yeah.
he?
He's got a
And
system
that's
in
all
place.
about that. That's what this business is. You can have goals without a system in place to achieve that.
Right.
Yes.
It's very hard.
It is very hard.
So,
You definitely have to have a system, and it's, do you guys have a good system for organizing yourself, like a booklet or your Google Calendar? What do you say?
I've been working a lot with Google Calendar.
Okay.
And it helps that Edie sends these things out, these, meetings and Zoom meetings and all that. So I've been trying to incorporate other stuff along with that. And now when I look at my calendar, it looks like a rainbow because it's got so many different things going on.
Yes,
But that's one way I try to organize myself.
that's smart.
But I also am old school and I'll still write it down in my diary.
I think that's not a bad idea. I still like to write things down also. Yeah, I do too. And I think it really is about time blocking, I believe. It's just like when's your highest energy point? Is it in the morning or in the evening? Do you guys have?
In the morning,
All
sure
yeah.
for me.
Okay, morning?
Morning, afternoon, yeah. Anytime after 4 or 5, I'm ready to go back home and just be with my family.
Yeah, I'm like that too. What about you, Jules? When's your high energy time?
I'm more, like, I love sleeping.
Okay.
So if I can sleep in, I'm like, oh, I'm all snuggled up.
Yeah.
But when I get up and get rolling, I'm good to go. So I love mornings when I'm
After
there
you're
for it,
ready to
you
get
know?
up, yeah.
Yeah, when I'm there for it. And if I have something to do, I'm there for it, you know? So yeah, mornings are my spot.
Yeah, one kind of time blocking that I think works, you know how a lot of it's in the calling, you know how that is, in the emailing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've heard or read, and you could ask your coaches about this, but that like time blocking yourself for a couple hours of calls, you know, like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, so
Right.
I'm happy you said that because just recently I'm reading a book called Atomic Habits, and if you guys haven't read it.
Oh, tell me about that. Is it good?
It's amazing.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
it?
Put it right
It
now.
has Atomic Habits, and it's by Michael Sandel.
Yeah. I really like it.
Oh, wow.
It's mentally changed how I view things, and one part about what I learned was in terms of cold calling, like if you have, like you said, a time, but if you even have like a number in mind, like okay, I'm going to do 100 cold calls.
That's great.
With a paperclip habit. So you have 2 jars, 100 paper clips in one jar, nothing in the other. Every call you make, you transfer that one paper clip into the other one.
Oh,
You see what I mean? So
yes.
it's kind of like a mindset and a mental attitude that you have to do. So I want to try to do that.
Good.
When I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought about it this way. So I was like,
That's an amazing way to go about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's thanks for that idea.
Yeah.
You recommend that book? Good.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll have to look at it.
Atomic Habits.
I always love hearing about new, little perks of ideas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what I usually do is, I make the list of the things I need to get done, and if I can, I block. I usually do it like 2 hours worth of calls. But I've got my notebook. I write down each name that I'm calling, call them, and then a lot of times it's leave message. Okay, I'll leave a message. Okay. Sometimes leave message and text. Okay. Spoke with.
Yeah.
And then I just keep. So at least if I feel like if I make at least 30, and that's not even enough. 50 is a good day. 50 is a really good day. But I'm getting some stuff done, like at least 30.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's good. And then you get, for the rest of the day, you can rest your stuff.
And then you feel so productive. Like you achieved your goal.
Yeah, for sure.
I made my calls.
Yes.
Over chocolate.
You can have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine even later. Okay, so we did this one already, right? Prepare concepts. Most overwork. Okay. Yeah, we talked about this already. How the work for the open house ahead of time it's really done ahead of time. Getting your flyers, your social media, your mindset, talking yourself up. Like it's showtime. Let's have a high energy level. Practicing conversations, right? Yeah. What do you guys usually say? Let's hear some examples of what you would say in an open house when someone comes in.
Oh, when they're walking in.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did I say in my last one? It was like, hi, good afternoon. It was 1 to 4. Thank you so much for stopping by. Do you live in the neighborhood, or are you looking to buy a house? And then they'll start talking, and then what I remember saying to them was, would you prefer a guided tour? And if you don't, I'm right here if you need any questions. I'll be happy to answer them.
Good.
I don't want to force myself on them at the open house, because maybe they just want to be on their own, and if it's a husband and wife, you don't want to be the third kind of sandwich in there. you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But that's what I went to the last open house. That's what I said.
You hang back.
I just
let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, I guess the waters and leave that. Try to sound as professional and helpful as possible.
I think that's a good way to go. What about you, Sarah?
I want to come in and then we'll take a look at it. There's a couple of things that I need the outlining. Take a look at that, take a look at that, let me know what you think. And then when they come down, then I say, hey, do you have any feedback for me for seller? Yeah, so they're very curious about feedback and kind of keep them more involved. So when they first came in, I told them something, like, it's a bit about property that I know.
Yeah.
That, like, for example, it's been a good rental, and, like, I get like $5,000 rent, or you have a motivated seller.
Mhm.
I just give them some information that's, you know,
Okay, a little bit of information for themselves.
Once I look at it, when they come down, I'm like, what do you think about the property, give me some feedback,
Yeah.
so I can pass it on to seller.
It's always a good question to ask, isn't it? What did you think about it? Tell me, I'd like to hear. Well, it's a little too small for us, or whatever it is. Oh, really? Okay, so you need more, yeah. Okay, two good approaches. Yeah, you kind of refine it, don't you, as you go along
Yeah.
a little bit. You see what works.
Customize it too, right, for everyone, because.
I was just about to say, you gotta personalize it based on the people you're faced with. Because
Yes.
You can't be too,
Right,
you know,
too
loud.
rigid.
You have to be soft-spoken, you're professional, and sound, like you said, Kathy, knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable, yeah.
So that it's almost like you wanna make them come to you after they've toured the property to ask you questions.
Sure.
So you think ahead
Oh, that's, yeah, true.
to plan what to say to them in advance.
Yes,
I don't know
yes.
if I said that right.
Yes, I like that. I
It's
like
like
that.
a throwing.
Bees come to flowers, flowers don't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You just
Oh, right.
wait for them to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, you make them love you while they're there.
Yeah, so.
Right, what?
And you're gonna be good at that.
Yeah, you got a good gift.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I bet you will be. Yeah, friendliness.
I'm just a
and-
goofball, and I don't like, you know,
Yeah.
I'll act right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I gotta be me, you know, otherwise I gotta get out of this, so.
Of course. If you feel like you have to put on a big, masquerade, that's not good.
At the end of the day, this is a people's business, in my opinion.
Yes.
You know, we keep being told the same thing also, but even if we didn't know any better, it really is a people's business.
Right.
It sure
Because
is.
I feel like the property in most cases sells itself. It's the people that are involved in the transaction that keep the business going.
Right, we make
Yes.
them feel good
Yes.
about the space.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then when you meet them, a lot of times it's first point of contact. Like if you
Right.
made a connection, you probably have, if your follow-up's very good, decent shot at getting their business.
Yes.
If, statistics say that they like you and you're one of the first agents they've met, you've got a decent chance of getting that business.
Mhm.
And here's a question for you. So once you get back to your house, what do you do with those leads that you just got? Let's hear.
Put them directly
Put
into
them
your.
straight into my database.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because I'm so scared. No, because if I
Yeah.
start to go on to the next day, I may just forget. So
Right.
if I don't deal with that, I set a reminder. So what I did the last time when I did the open house, I put a reminder for the night,
Right.
7:30, enter contacts
So we
with
call
10
it
exclamation marks.
Right.
Yes, that's right. So put it right into the contact list. And if you've got a separate newsletter, I do that too. I put them right in that. If you told them you're going to sign them up for an MLS property search, you might want to go ahead and do that also right away.
So it's not wrong to send them client version MLS searches.
No.
Even though we've not signed an agreement with them, we can still send them.
Oh, you can definitely still do
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
I just,
And it's a reason to call them later if they accept it and they create a password and stuff. I use that as a reason to call them a lot of times. Hey, I saw this come up. Did you catch it? See it? Any questions? Is it something you might want to take a look at?
Yeah.
Even though they're not my client yet. It's a way to connect on the property.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So once you put them in your database and everything, how soon do you call them?
Like a couple days later, right? Isn't that?
So in my case, when I did the open house, the very next day was when I reached out to the contacts that I
Right.
had at London by email. Because
Right.
they never gave me their numbers and I didn't know how to, hey, I want your number. I can't do that, so I went with what they gave me. And I reached out 24 hours
Did
later.
you do a personal email like, hey, it was great meeting you yesterday?
It was a personal email.
Okay, see,
And,
I like that.
Because it was just two people.
Yeah.
And I personalized each email, each of both of those emails. It wasn't a copy paste to the second.
Right.
Saying whatever I have to say, and like, I very much look forward to connecting with you and seeing how we can take this forward so I can best help you and you get the most professional assistance in your habitat. So
I see, yes, that's good, that's
yeah,
good.
I'm gonna send another email because it's been a couple of days, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you call them also?
I didn't have numbers.
Okay,
They
you
never
didn't have the numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
When you don't have the numbers, you can't really, yeah.
It's so
that's-
hard.
I know, I've had that happen before too.
So
and
here's
it's-
the question, Deb.
Yeah.
So these two didn't give me their numbers because they were a
Yes.
little gun shy.
Yeah.
At what point, so say I send them a second email, say, hey, I just wanted to check, did you get my email, you know, if you have any questions, my contact details, everything's attached below. At what point do you actually let it go, when you know that there's no information coming back to you?
Oh, okay, how long do you call for?
Yeah, like how long do you send an email?
I see, I'm glad you asked that question, because I've got a definite answer for that. And it is, you don't stop calling them, okay? So you don't stop calling them. That's from Stephen, who's the one that kind of taught me that, even though I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And I kind of kept continuing to call. But like, let's say you called them 25 times, set of information. Believe it or not, you know, it doesn't take much of your time to call. But you might be catching them at just the right time where they're gonna buy something. And then you got them in your book of business.
Yes.
So you don't stop. Unless they tell you, I found a house already, or they say, do not call me anymore. If they say that also, don't call me anymore. But if they bought something already, or they say that, don't bother, but otherwise keep calling them. Now, you might kind of just have it once every such and such amount of time.
Like their birthday,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
That way they're like, oh my God, hey girl, because they're gonna know you. You hit them up 25 times for their birthday, or you know what I'm saying? Hey, I know it's your halfway to your birthday.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you want to meet up for a coffee, and if you need anything, let me know. I mean,
Yeah.
just so it's personal. Because I don't know, my birthday's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, you could, if you happen to get their birthday, I mean, you could do that, but it's, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Any reason to call them. A property, even if they've never called you back. This has happened a lot in the past, where I called somebody who was very evasive with me, and I thought, no, there's no reason not to call. He was interested in the past. In this case, he responded maybe once. So I keep calling back, and all of a sudden he says, I'm interested in seeing that. You know,
Right.
been over a couple of years. Even in a third year, they might. I mean, that much time can pass, and they could possibly still.
Yeah.
I've heard comments like that. So this is the kind of comment you'll receive if you keep, especially calling them. Okay.
Yeah.
You say, Kathy, if we ever buy a house, we will for sure go through you. Now, they say that. Who knows if they would, but they finally pick up and they're saying that.
Yeah.
Because they know you. They kind of think they know you. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're persistent.
You're persistent.
It's
And
like
they-
getting a job.
Yes, people actually like that most of the time. You might not think they do, but they do. They do like that. I think they do anyway. Unless you're called a pest, no. That doesn't happen too often.
Pest?
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often. Actually, people respect it. They respect it. They think you're good to follow. Okay, so I'm glad you asked that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
It's just so many things running through my mind now.
Yes.
And as we're talking about it, like more questions come up. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's right, but any reason at all. If you have their birthday, give them a call. Send them a card. I still send cards out
Yeah.
once in a while too. I like a handwritten note. You guys use handwritten notes. That's something to go back to
Yes.
on occasion. You do too, Christine?
I have not, but I've
Once-
heard it mentioned a couple of times now, so it's standing out to me, and I'm going to take note of that.
Yeah, I would. Another thing is, I do not do this with my whole database. I do have the newsletter, but, I mean, besides the command newsletter, but sometimes like on certain holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, I'll buy a card from the dollar store,
Story, yeah.
50-cent card,
Yeah.
and just send it. People like it. But those are just the ones that you're cultivating that are quite responsive, I would say. Yeah.
Yes.
Or your
That's,
pests.
yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's not going to be. So here's the schedule. We talked about it already. I did. pick a house, post it online, walk around, invite the neighbors, gives you some more contacts, gives you something to do, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wednesday, post it online again. That's if it's your listing, put the word sign in. Invite the database, your whole database, you know, if you've got a few people on there, say, hey, you know, let's say you're emailing the 200 people you've got. I'm having this, it's something to tell them about, I'm having it open. Then they'll ask you what's going on with the market and stuff like that. Friday, post online. So are you trying to find some Coronado open houses right now?
Yes.
Yes.
And because that's the area I live in, but I'm also not opposed to other areas. I've heard I've heard conflicting information. Find an area you want to farm in, have that geo-farm area, keep yourself open. So it's a little confusing sometimes to understand what's the right thing to do. So most times I stick with my gut, and for now I'm just going to try to focus on IB and Coronado and see if I can get anything.
That's a great
close
idea.
Vicinity to that.
Yeah. Otay Mesa, IB. Yeah, IB for sure. You can meet lots of people in IB, Otay Mesa. The K's, if they have anything open, I always like doing open houses there.
The keys,
Yeah.
That's
And if you could find one in the village that somebody will let you hold open,
yeah.
that's the whole key to that one. It's fun. So let's see. These are the things that buyers like to know about. Mortgage information. Do you ask them about the mortgage lender, if they're pre-approved yet?
I did ask the last one where I was in an open house, and I asked, if you pre-approved. It depends on the flow of the conversation.
Yeah.
So when I feel like there's an open door for me to throw in, hey, you pre-approved or you qualified, that's when I'll say, well, are you working with a lender? Or, I have a few preferred lenders that I can recommend to you. Can I have your number? But
There you go.
because I know that we're not supposed to give out any sort of loan information or anything because we're not qualified for that.
Okay, so I was under the impression like if you got somebody, ready to rock, ready to buy, sell, or whatever, this would be for a buyer. We can bring them in automatically and get them pre-approved, right? And let them know what they have available.
Sure.
So we can, let's hit the ground running, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
You're good, let's roll.
Yeah.
Right?
If they're ready to go. Yeah.
If they're ready to go.
Yeah.
But then you can do it in-house with Ed and
Yeah,
sure.
Or if you have other lenders that you know of that you'd like to help support, we can say that we have an in-house lender, but if they say to us, we're already working with a lender, then they're working with a lender. But we can also, because I feel like when we say we have our own in-house lender, that's indirectly saying, you need to stick with us and our lender. Right. But what you want to do is give them an open door to,
You
So,
can say, would you like a second name?
right, or if you have somebody that doesn't have a lender, that would be a good reason to say, hey, come meet me at the office and let me show you a couple things so that they're already here.
Sure.
And our guys are upstairs and they're like, ooh, I love that house. I'm like, well, let's go see if you're pre-approved and we'll go run around and check this stuff out.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, so
Definitely
that I
do
did not
that.
know.
That way, they're already good to go. They have the money in their pocket per se.
Mhm.
And time to look.
Yeah.
You got it. Make it happen. That's
Yeah.
right. If you're in here meeting with them, getting a buyer agency agreement signed.
I mean, that's what we're paying for monthly, right?
Yeah.
That's our office fees so that we can be here and use the office.
to be in the office. That's
Right.
right.
In our office, get prospective clients to come in here, sign the RBC or whatever other agreement.
Right.
Make use of our
Exactly.
in-house lenders,
Yes. Have you guys had a chance to get a buyer rep thing signed? Have you done that yet?
No, I haven't gone
Okay.
to that stage yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
I know.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. You're starting out, you're learning how to do it, and things like that. Sometimes they get signed right at the time of the offer, but it's great if you get it signed ahead of time because, it's a contract between you and that buyer.
Right.
But anyway, when they come into the office, that would be a time you can present it. You can go over the steps of buying a house, and then have a, you know, buyer agency agreement.
Yeah.
So that means like, I'm your 100% complete
Yes.
agent, and if you go against that, like, I still get my money, right?
That's what it means. I think you wanna, yeah, the way I'm trying to think of how I describe it, it's like, what's really nice is you're totally, this is kind of how I would talk to someone, there's no fee for it because the seller pays the commission, but you're totally represented by me.
I love that.
Now the good part for me is I know I've got your business. I'm gonna work really hard for you and show you houses and really be tuned into what's coming up, you know, look for the right place for you, but and advise you on things. But yeah, it's free to you. I get paid by the seller. Then-
Especially, I think with first-time home buyers, they may not necessarily be aware of this. They think, oh my gosh, do you have to pay for her? You know, it's going to be costly.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's nice that we say that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think it's a great thing to, because they get a little scared. It's like, oh man, am I going to have to pay a big commission? So some of them, if they've never bought a house, or even if they've forgotten, they may not realize it, especially if they're asking. A lot of times if you just send them a copy to, or if they come into the office to meet with you, you go over the buying process. You have that sheet there for them to read either ahead of time or right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there's no fee. There's no fee here for you. You get me for it. You get my total attention.
Yeah.
And I have your
the
loyalty.
seller's paying for it. They're like,
Yes.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. But I've got your loyalty, which is great, you know,
Yeah.
on both sides. Okay, so, yeah. What's kind of nice about mortgage information too is like on this sheet, they could just flip it around and the rates are on this, you know, the current rates. If it's got to be an updated sheet, but it just gives a little info.
Nice.
You can even technically figure out what a mortgage payment might be, even though right here they've got some, but there's a way to do that
Yeah.
also. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this just says that you've got to, if you're going to talk about Keller Mortgage, you've got to let them know that it's affiliated with our company. Yeah. Or, yeah. Okay. So with the prospect, yeah, we talked about value. You know, we're with the open house prospect. We want to give value on maybe the process. The off-market property list is a great value. Okay, when you get their information, that is a great way to capture their information if they're not sucking in yet. Say, hey, once in a while I hear about things coming on the market, and would that be of interest to you? And they always say yes. Okay, tell me right now, what's your email and phone number? You just look down at the page and ask for it. Let's see. Trust. People go with, buyers go with agents and sellers that they trust and like. That's the main criteria. You know, knowledge is important too. But you don't have to be in the business a super long time either. If they trust and like you, good chance you get the business.
Right.
So, what does this say? Go ahead, somebody read this.
Greet everyone that comes into the door, engage in conversation, and be positive.
Right. That's right. Okay. Be kind of light and positive. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It does, yeah.
People like they like to have a positive conversation. The world can be a little bit heavy sometimes, so it's okay. Good to know you. If you want to look at our own stats with Keller Williams, you can look at that.
Okay.
But
That's good to know.
It's good to know. I don't usually do that, but you can do that. Some people do. I like to look at the neighborhood stats.
Yes.
Do you like to look at that?
Yeah.
How about something to offer the visitors, the cookies or the water?
Yeah.
Or
I
wine?
had water bottles at the last one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but they kept 10 out you know, the little mini
Like
ones.
with your name on them?
No.
Oh, I was like, yes, girl.
I wish I could.
Next time.
Next time.
Maybe next time, yeah.
But by the end of the showing, giving up stuff with just 2 cents.
Yeah,
You
people
know,
like to do
get a whole
that.
case from Costco for not even $5.
Right.
And then it goes along.
Well, there's your code.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy to do. It's cheap. You know, water bottles are cheap.
Yeah.
People appreciate them. I know I do. When I run into a place like the bank has them, I'll pick one up. Just to have it in the car.
You know what I saw the other day that was really cute? It's along the same lines. They make personalized candy bar covers.
Oh.
So you slip a Hershey bar in there. Like,
That's so cool.
I think I might be hungry because I keep reflecting on food, but like, they were so freaking cute. Like, you could really, you know what? I did, it was like personalizationmall.com or something.
I guarantee Etsy does stuff like that too.
It was
like
really
wrappers.
cute. Yeah.
And they customize it to fit the candy bar that you want to slip in there. Like say for a Hershey's bar,
Right.
they do the certain dimensions.
It was so
Cute.
cute.
Definitely worth thinking about.
It is worth
I
thinking
mean,
about.
that's like a huge, basically your business card.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
definitely, it's a cute idea. And you can be really creative with open houses.
Oh,
You
yeah.
really can. It's fun.
You could probably make those on your own.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
go into Kinko's, talk to them, and bring the dimension of a candy bar wrapper, and have them hook it up for you.
Super cute.
It's really
Or
cute.
take your card to a candy bar if you want.
Exactly.
You can serve lunch. I mean, I always found Subway sandwich. You don't have to, but like you can get 1 foot long Subway. Maybe get 2 of them. Okay, cut them in about 6 pieces. Okay, so that's just a little,
Yeah,
little
little
sandwich.
snack.
Have some chips. That's it.
But that's pretty smart, you know, because it entices them to stay longer where a conversation is longer too.
It
Right.
does. It
So
does.
you can have more conversation with them because they're standing there and eating and they feel bad to just eat and leave. So they'll
Well, and
talk
they're coming to your party, so
Yeah.
they're hanging out and shooting the breeze with you. And
It's
then
true.
let's go check out this gorgeous house while you're here.
It's true. It's a nice time to just jabber, and you know, once in a while they might have a kid or something that needs a house, or
Right.
a relative, or a, you know, it happens. It happens. I think the Subway idea is nice. I like to do that for realtor open houses too, but even for just regular, you can do anything you want pretty much.
Yeah.
You really can. Okay, so you can use command. You can use your KW app. Are you familiar with that? The KW app. You might not have it on your phone yet, do
I
you?
don't know.
Yeah, so I've been able to send it to my family just to test it out. Like, hey guys, can
Yes.
you download my app?
Is that why I can't get a hold of my email address? Because I have a Keller Williams email, but I don't know where it's at.
Oh, I
So you
see.
need
I
to
see.
connect
Yes.
it on KW with configure, I think. I'm not
We'll talk
sure.
later.
Well,
there's
this is the command people.
Oh.
2 technical people here. There's Nick and then there's Jacqueline. Okay,
Okay, yeah.
so those 2 are the good ones to check with.
Yeah.
I have
And
trouble
Nick
with
does
some
what,
of them.
Mondays and Wednesdays or
Yeah,
something
he's-
at like 11?
You can get on Zoom or you can meet with them and he can really sort out some stuff with you.
I'm gonna have to meet with him. I need to have him like here.
Yes, he's extremely. You can share a screen now also,
Mhm.
so that you can get on a Zoom call. He'll share a screen.
Right.
It's doable that way too.
Okay.
So they're both very knowledgeable. So you want to make sure to have a sign-in sheet that's pretty clear. So you're there to get appointments. I'll show you. So sometimes I just from Etsy or from Pinterest, you can definitely get some free open house sheets. I've seen them.
Wow.
But I also sometimes a title company has these nice booklets like
Oh my
this.
gosh, that makes so much sense.
Isn't that nice?
Thank you for that piece of valuable information.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Oh,
You're
I
welcome.
honestly had no idea that we could get that done. And here I am sitting on Canva and trying to come up with my own little guest sign in.
No, I love this method.
Where did you get that?
Title company. Now this one was from First American, but I bet you a lot of them would have it. So, and you could even make copies of this
Yeah.
when you're all filled up.
Yeah.
So I like this. I just carry it around. I write down which open house it was.
Yeah.
I might have 2 or 3 open houses in here, or more, but
Excellent.
Okay.
And it's so professional too.
it really does. And what else is nice is it's got questions asked. Are you working with an agent? Are you pre-qualified? Okay. Price range, things like that.
Is there an email on the back of that book?
There isn't, but a lot of it's First American title. Okay. A lot of there's a rep that comes to the Korea meetings there, but you could even ask any rep. You could ask Rodney Lovato. You know who Rodney is? Okay. He's in Coronado mostly. But
Is that so he's a title company?
he's a title company. I think he's with Corinthian. So he's with Corinthian. He's a good title rep. To say, do you have any open house books? I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
check with the First American title rep there. I forgot her name now. But she also had these first-time home buyer guides.
Oh, nice.
Now this is nice. So like, Jules, when you're sitting down with somebody and you meet them at an open house, you want to talk with them, you say, hey, you want to come in and talk about what you're looking for? You get to know this first, but you can go over, the transaction and stuff like that with it. Or, like I said, Etsy also has some good customizable things for like $10. It's not much. But the easier the better, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's see what else. Okay, so the main, want to make sure to ask a lot of questions. The main reason you are at the open house is what?
To gain contacts?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
to get leads.
To get leads and contacts. You want to stuff your book with contacts, as many as you can. Now you may weed some out later, like somebody's moved out of state. I have that happen sometimes. They moved out of state, they bought something. Okay, might as well take them out. You can archive it in command. Okay, but other than that, might as well keep them in there, right? You might decide to take someone out, but I think continue to call if they're. Now, one thing about calling, about the do not call list, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
TSPA.
Yes, yes. Now, usually with, I understand, I think it's still the same way, as long as they've signed into an open house sheet, they've kind of given you permission for a little while to
I was
call
about
them.
to say, if
Yes.
they give us a number, that means that we are
Yes.
able to call them.
You're able to for a while. I can't remember what the amount of time is, but I always figured if they give me the number,
We're good to go.
yes, yeah, we're good to go. We'll have to see how long that period is for, I'm not sure. But yeah, follow up with every single person. And then you might want to think about, like, after you do the open house, kind of, go through the process in your head, think of what you might want to do different later, think of what worked, what didn't work, and what you can say differently. Yeah. Okay. Plan an open house. Okay. I think we're getting toward the end here.
Yeah.
Close. Yeah. This is stuff that we went over already. Okay, so how has your thinking changed about open houses? Has it changed at all? Or?
For
I
me,
think the understanding of the open house, that I had was limited
Okay.
to what it is to be. Now I have a wider peripheral of what I can do.
Good.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, go ahead. Jules, were you going to say something?
I'm excited. I think that's going to be like a standout point for me. And even before, like when I first came into this journey, that was something I was like, ooh,
Open houses.
that's what I want to focus on, like as far as my lead generation and catching the leads,
Yeah.
'Cause that's something that I'm into anyway, is I like being face to face,
One-on-one.
entertaining, and so why not?
It's your thing.
Put
It's
that
one of your
into
things.
my work as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
That's great. I really do think it's one of the best. If you're a people person, most realtors are. But it's a great way to collect as many leads as you can. Yeah. Some people have like the Facebook ad type thing down and they seem to get a lot of leads. That's great. You can do all of it, but I like open houses. Yeah.
I believe that we also get 4 free Facebook ads through the command system, I believe.
Oh, is that right?
I just don't know how to set it up. I still have to dive deeper into command. I have like
Yeah,
the surface
something out
knowledge,
with Nick.
but there's just so much that you can achieve with that, and don't let your database fill, I feel, up to hundreds of people without starting to individually personalize your contacts.
Absolutely.
Because then it just gets too much and it's overwhelming. Like seasoned agents will have 2,000-3,000 something contacts, and how do you have time to sit in there each one? You know, so you do it as you enter it.
Right.
And you'll forget who they are. Like,
Yeah, that's like we were
Yes.
talking about earlier, like our daily homework.
Yeah.
Okay, I met 8 people today. I didn't hit my goal of 10, but I need to put those 8 in
Oh,
tonight.
yeah.
With their
Right.
what I like is they have like the specific little wording for who this person was, or you know, if you met them through Facebook or personal contact or whatever. So I like that, so you can kind of keep them
Yeah, that's right.
where you need them.
Yeah, here's a tip with the if you want to put the bi-monthly newsletter in. I think that's one of the best ways to keep in contact with buyers, don't you? Or sellers.
Yeah, it is.
Is you put down the address of where you met them, okay? Either that or the address of their own home, because sometimes they'll let you know. Yeah, well, we might want to sell sometime. You put the address of where you met them in that neighborhood, and it gives them a neighborhood report, and they're getting it every other week.
Right.
It's automatic. One of the best ways to go. Have you guys watched the YouTube command classes that they show? Not from here, but the, have you watched those?
I have not.
Okay, let me see what the name of that is again. I haven't watched them. They're good. I mean, they are good. They show things online. Let's see, command, let me see. I gotta go to YouTube though. Command, Marty, I think his name is Marty. Command.
Marty?
It was 66 KW command. Okay. Sorry about this. I think his name is, okay, command 66 day, how to assign a lead. They've got about 66 videos on different things. So even if you miss Nick's, and I would recommend going, you know.
This is on YouTube?
This is on YouTube. So you
What's
can,
it called again?
Command, I think it might be called Command Your Day, 66 day. 66 day challenge, and it's really worthwhile. They give you some specific information. They're not real long videos, they might be.
Marty Miller.
Yeah, Marty Miller. Highly recommend it if you really want to learn it. Be a student of it, you know, to learn it. Be a student of it.
So you have to.
Something you can do
you have to
right
do it
now.
every single day?
I don't think you do, but I would get used to watching at least one video a day if I were you.
So I'm
And you
looking
can
at the
start from
videos
day one.
now, and Jules, it's so doable. Each of the videos are like 5 to 7 minutes average.
Yes.
If you can't do it every day, something's wrong.
There's something
So-
wrong with your schedule.
You need to get up earlier.
You really can. Get your coffee once the kids are gone, you know, at
Right.
school or something like that. Sit down and watch this one video a day. Make it part of your routine. Because it'll tell you this command is so valuable. You don't need any other database. It prospects
So
for you,
smart.
isn't it? It's great. It's really great. Let's see what else we have. Okay. So did you see some different tools you might try next time at your open house? I know you're going to do your first one coming up, so.
Yeah,
We'll have fun.
I think I'm going to contact a title company, see if I can get something like a guest registry, a home buyer's guide, just kind of polish up my open house techniques.
You might as well.
And I love baking, so I'm going to try and bake some cookies which don't have nuts in them.
Yeah.
But everyone loves chocolate chip, you know.
Everybody likes that.
So I'm going to just try and do those, and you know, just some added. You know, I have stands like this to put flyers out. Landing pages, do you do those? Because they're like that, aren't they? Those.
Landing pages?
Yeah, so we talk about landing pages.
You mean on the Facebook ad you're talking about?
I think so. I'm a
Okay.
little confused as to what a landing page is. I'm not sure if it ties up to the flyer that you present for your open house, if that's a landing page, or if it's like, a social media thing.
I think it's a social media thing, I'm pretty sure. Like for Facebook ads or Instagram ads, captures the lead. But so this is just an open house sheet. And if you look on, do you ever look at Pinterest once in a while?
Yeah.
I like Pinterest a lot. You check Pinterest out, sometimes they've got some that you can find immediately. But I would call the title company or go to the meeting this Wednesday.
Okay.
And you could find out that lady's name again, I can't remember it, but free with what? Then you make copies of the pages.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah. So any more questions right now at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Have you had any open house horror stories to share with us?
Oh, thank you for asking that.
Just-
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm trying to think of horror stories. I mean, I'm
Not like stabber, like horror
Yeah.
stories, but you know what I mean, like.
where I wasn't prepared or something like that.
Yeah.
Or just like an unruly lead or
Just
contact.
anything, really, anything.
Somebody rude or something like that. I don't think I've ever ran into somebody being really rude. Sometimes people will run through though. I saw that happen about 2 weeks ago. There was one guy, I think he had running shorts on. He was practically like,
That's funny.
did not want to stop. So you know how to read people, don't you?
Yes.
I feel like you got a good grasp on that. I think we have to be kind of good at that to be able to say,
Yeah.
does he want stats or data, or does he just want to chat and friendly? Does he not want to talk at all? That kind of person, I just let them. I can't think of anything in particular except a couple of, like an open house where I felt there could be a little bit of a threat. It was a long time ago. So just, I think with safety, just be really aware. It doesn't happen often. Your purse, put it away, because there are thieves that come in and try to take things. Yeah. And if it's your listing, you want to make sure to tell your seller to put stuff away.
Yes.
What do you wear? Do you like dress for this?
Definitely. Oh, yes.
Dress for the hub or what?
Great question. I say dress, I think conservatively is not a bad idea.
Okay.
You too? You think so?
100%.
You're not gonna go with neck revealing cleavage popping out stuff. You have a husband and wife come in there. It's so disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful.
I'm sorry, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got something to even tell you about that. Yes, definitely. I always like dress respectful. Maybe pants and your high heels and stuff like
Yes.
that. But
Yes.
not like this isn't quite low
You're
enough.
not
But
going clubbing.
right, not like you're really clubbing. Not super glam, I would say.
Yeah.
I can recall a time. This was probably when I was right around late 30s or something like that. I just had a sheath on, it wasn't way too short, it really wasn't, but what I found is if a husband and wife come in, there's sometimes, it's just not good, You don't want that, you really don't want it.
Yeah.
You don't want that, but sometimes it can keep you from getting business.
The man is the
Yeah.
head and the woman is the neck.
Exactly.
She can turn the head any way she wants.
Turn it,
I've
yes.
never heard that said.
That's a good, I've never heard that either.
Oh, my big factory
I'm going
wedding.
to copy
But
that.
it's the truth.
It is.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
I've been a bartender for a very long time, so when I go up to your table, I'm talking to you. Hey girl, what's up? You look adorable.
That's
I'm like, who's the old ball and chain? So everybody loves it. He
Yes.
thinks it's hilarious. She thinks I'm adorable. We're good to go for the night.
There you go.
Make
There you
her
go.
fall in love with you, and
Yeah.
you got your
Absolutely.
It's insane.
Now you are right also with your conversation, I find that too. To kind of always focus a little bit more that way. I believe, this might sound old school, but I still think it works better.
And
It's
it's true.
though.
Yeah.
But I have 4 brothers, I have no sisters, so if a man comes in alone, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like, I can shoot the breeze with him
Yeah.
just as easily as I could with her, but
Yes.
reading
what's going on.
You've got to read what's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on. You've got to read what's going on. Yeah, it's still, you know, it can happen your whole life. A little bit of that with regard to the woman wants to be paid attention. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But yeah, clothing,
Like, don't be
conservative,
I'm super cute.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Oh.
done. You're done, girl.
professional, professional.
For sure, like, nobody wants that.
Yes.
Nobody wants
Yeah.
that. You don't want it. You want
But
to. You
anyone
want to be
like,
seen.
you know, you're a professional doing a job, so
Yes.
dress to impress in a professional standard.
In a professional standard.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you want to impress with your personality.
That's right. You want that personality to shine more. You
Yes.
actually want the attention on them too.
Yes.
Like, that's interesting. Okay. You know, just, oh, you're from so-and-so. Did you like living there? You know, just like zeroing in on them and making them
So I must share also another thing. It has nothing to do with dressing, but dressing for the open house. Like, so I did my open house on Sunday,
yeah.
but on Saturday there was a completely different agent that was doing the open house. And so I was going around the neighborhood, but there was nobody, like, there were no signs for that open house. But because I knew the open house was happening, you know, that day with another agent and then the next day with me, I drove around the community, tried to orient myself with the, you know, whatever. And I saw the door open, I was like, it's open house time, but I see no flags, I see no signs.
Right.
So I walked in, I was like, hi. You know, the agent comes out, she's like, hi. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I gave her my card. I was like, I just wanted to say hello, see the preview of the house because I'm holding it open tomorrow. I was like, I was a little confused because I didn't see any of your signs. She goes, yeah, I forgot. So never.
Oh my God.
Isn't that
you're
like
killing
a
yourself.
loss of business?
You're
Yeah.
shooting yourself in the foot.
You really are. People notice that.
Because how? So
Yes.
I don't understand. How will traffic generate to the open house without signage?
If
I mean,
don't
unless
want-
you know,
you don't
your
know,
social
you won't
media
go.
won't work with that.
It is on Zillow.
It's on Redfin and Zillow, yeah, that's great. But then open house signage, I feel, is so crucial to
Yes.
have.
When you're driving down the road and you're like,
Yeah.
it's like seeing a yard sale sign.
Yes.
You know? Oh,
Right, that's
What do
about
they
half
have?
the people that come through are those people, half the people that come through, not just from Zillow or something like that. Yeah, you always want to be prepared with signs, so get those signs ordered.
Yeah.
Lydia, you probably have signs
Oh,
already.
but Kathy, I'd love if you could get back on those signs, like
Oh,
a sign
yes.
person. Yeah.
Let me
You have
see if I
signs
can
now?
find it right now. Do you have signs already?
Yeah, well, Manny has that.
Manny has that,
Yeah,
okay.
so some
Oh.
purposes using his.
That makes sense. That makes sense for you guys, yeah, absolutely.
So I was telling them earlier about the YouTube has some command classes on there, not from here. It's Marty Miller, Command 66 Days Challenge. It's a great way to learn everything you can, almost too much actually. It's, you know, I have to get Nick involved to help with some of these things, but you can learn some different tips from Command.
Yeah. Marty,
Right.
yeah. it's 66
Let me just look this up. Sign. Okay. I'll find it. I'm forgetting the name right now, but I will find the sign company. It's out in El Cajon.
Okay.
See if you've got anything else. I think that's about it. So Lydia, is there anything different you're going to try for the next open house that you learned about?
You know what, I will, actually look up some YouTube.
Yeah.
And maybe do a call and say, hey, you guys are gonna need help.
Yeah.
You're coming soon, things like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here to help.
Oh, good. Like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pitches, stuff like that.
Correct, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just really, it's difficult. I see a lot of agents, they're doing their own open houses now.
They are. People are having more trouble getting listings, it seems like. Yeah.
Because there's no inventory, right? It's hard.
So low. So
So
if you could find somebody who's, you know, like
concept now is buyers are better.
That's
why I thank God I'm starting right now. Everybody's like, what? That doesn't even make sense. I'm like, for me, it does. I can kind of ease in and not be so stressed on like, you know?
Right.
Like I can learn the ropes before I
That's a good
get on
point.
the trapeze.
That's a good point. Like, because 2 years ago, you have to, like, there's not a minute to breathe.
Right.
When you're showing properties, if you meet somebody, there's no time to do an open house even for that
Right.
matter, you know? Yeah, so consider open houses in the middle of the week, try some different things out. Signs are super important. Balloons, do you ever use balloons? Okay,
But I want to use balloons, and I want to use time to program too, like 1 to 4.
yeah, you can order that, you can pick it up actually from SDAR.
Really?
Yeah, you can pick those up. You can buy those little things to put on the top of your,
The writers?
yeah,
Yeah.
So it would be under SDR, that's what I would do?
yeah.
They have signs, they have flags, they have, I don't know, balloons you can get anywhere, right?
Balloons, the best place to get balloons, guess where?
Where?
Dollar Tree.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Go to Dollar Tree, only $1 each, or $1.20 or 50. I think.
This is at the helium.
Yes, and it's only like you get, 5 balloons for $6 pretty much. Not bad. It looks festive,
So you can just like go to the Party City and buy one of those tanks and have it at your house and just
You could,
that'll last you a year if you're just blowing up a couple balloons,
right?
you know,
You
or
could.
a few balloons a month.
You could do that, or you just get the open house flags and that you're set every
Yeah,
time.
you're
It
good to
goes.
go.
Yeah, you are good to go.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I got those flags, I had a seller who said, "Oh, don't you have the flags?" I said, "No, but I can get them. I'll go get them." So I went and got them. I'm glad she said that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. Here's another idea, really quick, is like we talked about, maybe Subway or cookies. You can cut like a foot-long Subway up six pieces or 4 pieces each. You want to get more than one though, but you could send a flyer out to the neighborhood, and you could, although it might dilute it just a little bit. You mentioned that you have sandwiches and treats, between 1 and 4. Great to meet you, especially for a listing. I think it's probably really good.
Also, like, nice neighborhood where you live,
Yeah,
like where I live, I make friends anyway.
yeah.
So just.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't mind if they're not invited.
It's a way to meet people, isn't it?
Popeyes, Kevin?
Oh,
Yeah.
for past clients, you
Yeah.
mean? Popeyes?
Yeah.
I have dropped off gifts for people. If that's the same thing. Now, Popeye, I don't just stop by without checking with them first, but I do drop gifts off once in a while. I was especially in the last year, whichever people have closed, they're brand new on the list. I give them a closing gift, and then I'll for a couple of different holiday, maybe each quarter I'll drop something off. It's not a huge item, but it's something,
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Just to kind of show them, I really appreciate your business. Send them cards and stuff like that. You can always have someone help you with that later too. Like, you could hire your daughter, for example, I hired someone a couple times to drop things off. I didn't want to drop 15 things off all over the place.
I'm probably gonna look elsewhere. She's so lazy.
Okay. Even if it's money, huh? No, okay.
Yeah, we'll negotiate.
Right. So do you guys want to have you been doing at the end of this some prospecting and working with your command?
Yeah.
You want to do that a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. It's kind of your own time. I'll stick around too, get some stuff done, but put any new names in command.
So I can put you in command, right?
Yes, you can
Okay.
put me in command. If you need a little bit of help with something in command, just a little bit of help, I can help you with that, but I'm not anywhere as versed as somebody like you with that. Not even close, so.
Thank you very much. Sorry I was going back
You're
and forth.
welcome.
Our personal matters today that just popped out like.
I understand, Lydia, that's all right. That's all right, no problem. I hope everything's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, good, I'm glad. I know how that is. Sometimes I have to. Yes. Let me see if I can find that sign person again. Hold on. Might be in this one. Signs. Memory is so short sometimes. Okay.
Speaking of farming, this week I have something maybe like a week or so, trying to learn how to
Sign. Wednesdays.
Coronado.
Wednesdays at 9 o'clock, yes.
Yeah, I wanna go and just,
You should come attend. I mean, I've only ever been for one, but it was really just so.
Yeah, you should come
So
in,
nice.
come to the meeting.
And again, I apologize if I thought I saw you, but I didn't know who you were.
No, I saw you, and then when you came in, I just didn't put the two together, but I definitely
Yeah, and I know
recognized
Ashley
you.
was there too.
Ashley was there.
Yeah.
Because I did notice you, I thought, I haven't met her yet. I
Yeah.
haven't met her yet. She's,
And then when I saw who was taking today's class, I'm like, this is so familiar. Yes, silly girl, you saw her at the.
oh, that's so
I was saying
funny.
it to myself, and I was like, damn, I didn't know who it was.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'm glad you said something about it because I probably wouldn't have even. But yeah, I definitely remember you. And but those pitch sessions are really great to attend. They really
And
are.
didn't you just love Nevin's talk?
Oh yeah, it was good. He was talking
so
about the
informative.
economy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And how the economy's current state or past state has a domino effect on where we are today.
Sure.
And other
sure.
economies as well.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think,
Yeah.
like you never think about these things, but he's just, wow, that's a different level. So,
I have to look at he's an economist. I have to look at my notes again to remember what he said exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just the interest rates. There's a lot of different things, oil prices, and
Yeah.
but he did say it was going to continue to go up a little bit, though, didn't he? Not much of a ding anyway with
Yeah.
sellers. So that's good. I think so. Yeah, people are interested, aren't they? They want to buy something.
They want to buy things.
Yeah, they do.
The buyers want to buy things, they feel like it's a little bit more feasible, like the ones that don't buy over it.
Definitely, it's definitely a better time to buy right now.
100%.
And you can also get flexibility from the seller when you're negotiating. I mean, I'm seeing that a lot right now.
We are seeing, so, we go, so my husband and I are actually buying something that we there, as we speak right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we're doing like 2 on buy down, we're just doing all kinds of,
It's
and there's
fantastic.
more communication with us about it before it wouldn't sold, right now we're talking. So now I
Wow.
actually have it.
Yeah.
You get an Airbnb it? Okay, I hear that's a good,
And second home.
and a second home.
That's for us, yeah.
Where do you guys live right now? What's your, oh, PV, okay.
Yeah, so.
It's a nice area.
Yeah, it's very, I've been there just one time. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I was looking at Alpine a little bit as an area for a little investment or something like that. Although houses are probably still, it seems like minimum price is 400 there, is what it looks like. I don't know if it fares like that or not,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
yeah, about the same.
I want to say middle, I was saying medium.
Medium price,
Yeah,
okay.
Medium price, probably 400, the cheapest one probably about 345, and then you go up.
Wow, if you could Airbnb it though, wow, right?
They all come with a proven track record, they disclose that information.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a good investment, you
We'll
know?
see where we're giving them the good offers, we'll see if they can negotiate.
Yeah.
'Cause now we're actually trying, this too, so we're to buy down, and big plans.
You probably don't have as much competition, do you? Right now?
No, it's been on the market.
Yeah.
The one just came, the one we're actually wanting, it just came on the market 4 days ago. So
Hmm,
we'll see.
okay. Well, good luck, I hope you get it.
Yeah, it's good. They do.
Do you like to go there to ski also?
So we go there all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, all the time. We were just there for a week in December, and we just went all the time.
Okay,
I don't ski, I just love snow and getting away.
right, just getting away.
Yeah.
That's what I found in Alpine. I know it's not a ski place, but it's just, it's a nice feeling. Around the holidays, it's really nice.
Yeah, outside brewery.
Yes.
Bushes and restaurant, outside restaurant.
Am I talking about Alpine? I meant to say Idlewild. Did I say Alpine?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I do like Alpine, but Idlewild is what I meant to say. It just reminds me of that same piney feel. You know what I mean? I was thinking of pine, but it's Idlewild. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
But I think Alpine's gotten kind of popular. It probably has for a while. People are moving out in some ways a little bit.
Yeah, it's a nice little area, and I was just.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people, I know, and some really people that want to move here, so I like it.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit more space or something like that.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so go ahead and if you'd like, do a little bit of your catch-up work if you want, okay?
Yeah.
And I'll stick around for a little bit. Load people in on the, is anybody doing a newsletter here?
Oh, what?
Newsletter? You guys do a newsletter?
I haven't done that.
Constant Contact is a good one for that, and you can put off-market properties at the top. That's a really good thing. People love that, even if they didn't sign up for it. It is a good way to get those that won't sign in to
And it
agree. Yeah.
grants you on it?
Yes, yes. But you could find off-markets all over, you know, just from somebody saying, yeah, I might have this come up. You just put a vague address, some vague information. Yeah. They might call, it catches some attention a little bit. Let's see what I've got here. Is that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna make it tomorrow.
Oh, wait. You can take some notes.
I think so. I believe we have. Oh no, that's the after. I'm telling you, my days and days of mixing up.
Tomorrow's Chris.
Tomorrow's
Crispy.
again. What is he doing tomorrow?
He's on stress, really
Social.
Right. Yeah.
1 to 4. Capture names. Right, social. That's first one.
I believe so. You see it?
I'm looking at our calendar on the KW Connect. I don't see his name.
I don't know why.
Like if you look at today's, you won't see Kathy's name either.
You know, it's really, I just got a text email from today.
Well, Evie will have a,
So Jules, do you have some contacts you're starting to load from there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna start putting everything from my phone.
Yeah, you might as well.
I tried downloading and then like importing it, but
Yeah.
it just, I couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
It was too much.
You're gonna hand to import it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of time.
And I have my. But if you can't make it tomorrow, whatever it is, you should take the really notes.
okay, there's something going on with my.
remember he said that he was looking back at how he did it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think you did say that. Is this from Katie?
No, so for some reason, I think I got MJ, we should also besides that.
Okay.
But it is tomorrow for sure, Chris, since I also remember his name.
Okay. Let's see, today is Monday, is tomorrow, where is it, like, capture social. Yeah, I see the name, but I don't see the social media. Regardless, I have, right, I think I could be okay for tomorrow. But I think tomorrow's a free day for me. I think I'll be here. I think it's Thursday, but I was confusing the conflict.
I want to know which is Thursday too, because my Thursday will be a little, tricky too.
I'm not gonna have the time on Thursday for sure.
The best time, but I'm trying.
Fast signs.
Fast signs.
It's called Fast Signs. I'm trying to find out I'm not seeing his number on the bottom of it. For some reason, Fast Signs. Well, here's his, let's see. Just want to make sure I find it. Fast Signs. Okay, I think this is the number if you want it. Let's see.
Yeah, so this is the sign guide.
Yeah, called Fast Signs. It's in El Cajon, but it's 619
Yeah,
354 2599.
okay. And it's called BAS, B-A-S?
Fast.
Oh,
Fast.
B-A-S-T.
It's one word, Fast Signs. Yeah, they're open right now.
Okay.
He's really good. I can't remember his name. I forgot it, but he's really friendly.
Oh, that's okay.
Very
I'll just
quick.
call him and say,
Yeah.
hey, it's recommended
Yeah.
to call you.
Sure.
Signs.
Sure. Tell him you're with Keller Williams. He might give you a little bit of
Yeah.
a break. Might.
I'm hoping he does. Another one that was recommended, and I don't know if Alicia recommended it or something, D signs? D-E-E.
Oh, D Signs does it too. Yes.
Like, I
Yes.
think it's like she needs a minimum of $1,000 overall to make the trip to drop.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So it's a hit or a miss. So
I think so. D Signs, they do installation too. There's another company that does it around here too, but D Signs makes them and does installation. But yeah, this El Cajon company, I thought it was fair and he was fast. He did a good job.
and when you did your business cards, did you do it through Keller Williams or did you just do it online?
I can't remember. I can't remember which company I went through. Let me see. Let me look it up.
Yeah. I did my initial ones through the command. Did you guys know you could get business cards done through the command?
No.
You know what? I was
So
gonna
I
ask you
have
about
bragging
that.
rights. I have bragging rights and I share them.
Okay.
Even Nick didn't know.
Okay.
We figured that out on the same day as we were talking to each other. We literally figured it out at the same time. He said, I didn't know we could do business cards on here. I was like,
Oh, that's so funny.
I was just surfing through and I was struggling with who to go with business cards because there's so many people that offer you so much.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I honestly just did about.
So you went right on command and got them, huh?
Yeah, so if you go to designs, there's a section which says business cards, and you can literally connect and order a print. It outsources it.
Oh, that's nice.
And I don't know where it outsources it to, but my credit card said Singapore.
Oh,
How much
okay.
did it cost you?
So it's, I only did 100. It was probably not the best choice, but I was desperate because I had a networking event in 2 days.
Uh-huh.
Well, sorry, 3 days.
You
But
got
it
them
didn't
that
get to me.
fast. Wow.
So I got only 100 down for about $25. Probably not the best deal,
Not too bad though.
Not too bad.
but there's another site called Realty Cards,
Yeah.
and they do like 500 for 69.
Oh, okay.
So I
Yes.
want to try to get on that because I'm slowly getting depleted now with my reserves.
The one gets more. Vistaprint is who I went through.
Vistaprint.
Yeah,
Yep, I've
Vistaprint.
heard of them too.
Yeah, they're good.
I do everything with them.
Do you really?
I have a small business. I make fudge.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Neat.
Love
So
that. You could totally personalize that. for
I-
everything.
exactly.
Definitely could. Everybody
Oh my
likes
that's
fudge.
and fudge is something good because you can make it in advance. Because making it like the night before, because it's so time consuming.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. Anyway, I do during the holidays. I do bazaars.
Yeah.
So I'm not like actively like pursuing buyers. I go to those and
Okay.
make like 200 pounds of it
Wow.
and sell it. Anyway,
Oh.
yeah. So I got all my
That's neat.
stuff.
That's really neat. Yeah, you definitely could do something for that.
I think, yeah.
Um,
I'm like, that's a great idea for you to be able to personalize it one step more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For your specific open house.
And for
That
also
is a
for your
really great
clients
idea.
later, or for your, recently sold, that's a great little gift too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
a nice little
delicious.
gift. Yeah, I bet.
And I feel like if you get to know them on a different level and you know where they stay and your actual database has their address on that,
Right.
send them a little gift box and say thank you for coming by to my open house.
Oh, that's
They will actually
nice.
remember you even more like, oh damn, this is delicious.
You're like,
That's really a good idea.
I'm calling her just to get some more fudge.
Yeah, I like that fudge.
But I have a
But
house
you
that
never
people
know,
really love.
all the people she recommends to you for fudge, maybe look for,
Right.
maybe looking for a house or something like that.
Can't hurt.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
So where do you stay, Kathy, around here?
What's that?
Where do you stay? Which area do you live in?
I live in San Carlos.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned.
Yes.
Sorry, you mentioned that.
Oh,
earlier.
wow.
So San Carlos del Cerro area is where I live.
Yeah, that's far,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's not far really. I mean, from here it's about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
15 minutes at the 20 at the most.
Wait.
Or
Yeah,
delicate,
I
straight
think
up.
it's with me too. I think I thought it was super far, like alpine far.
No, it's like, okay, Santee is further out. La Mesa is a little bit parallel to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go straight up the 8. So go 15 to 8,
Yeah.
or 163 to 8. And then you, right where SU is on one side.
Yeah.
So College Avenue exit, that's Del Cerro, but it's close to San Carlos. That's one of the exits, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, not far. Nice, kind of quiet. I was able to buy a house there a couple of years ago.
Nice.
So, we lived in Coronado for about 4 years. I lived in Coronado for 4 years.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
my kids did too, but I couldn't buy a house there at the time. So this was a great place to buy a house. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Coronado is expensive,
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
beautiful place. It's honestly like you're in a vacation every time you're there.
It is.
It's-
It's heavenly.
Oh,
It's
I
heavenly.
keep telling my husband this is not reality.
It's not reality. No, it isn't.
What's that?
It has a Hawaiian feel for me.
Oh,
Very
that's
touristy.
good.
Very
It's
touristy.
that mellow vibe, it's just like
Yes.
enjoying yourself, it's so.
Oh, it does seem like that. It's relaxed. People are in a good mood. They're their little golf carts driving around. The Cays feels a little different than the Village, but they're both really nice in their own right. You know what I mean? Really nice. It does. It's like a vacation. That's when I was living there for about 4 years, I thought, you don't need to go away anywhere, really. It's so nice with the
And
water.
I find people so friendly, so welcoming there.
Yes.
Never had a bad experience. I really love it there. And I think everyone's eternal wish is, if we could only live here permanently.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice. That would be
Yes.
very nice.
Yes.
That would be very nice. It is very great. Great area. Friendly. I think it's a great
Yeah,
school
and I
system.
love how easy it's to connect over the bridge. Just you go to
Yes.
downtown, you can here, like it's literally 12 to 13 minutes away from me to just get to the office. It's so easy. Well, when there's no traffic.
Yeah.
I think it's really congested there, though. We were just like a couple of weeks ago, I tried to get lunch on the go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful because there's so many military bases there that
Yes.
at a certain point it gets congested because you don't know when they're leaving base. Oh my gosh.
At 2 to 4, it seems like there's a lot of people going on the island. So that's when it's, but other times, I don't think the tourists are there right now. I go there probably 3 times a week. I'm in Coronado 3 times a week.
Oh, nice.
So, I don't think there's much tourism at the moment there.
No, I think it's like more of a quieter dead season in terms of tourism. Like
Yes.
it was hippie and jumpy over November, December. It was wonderful.
Yes.
Crowded. But I think these are the quieter months here now. At least until spring.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Definitely. Let's see. Oh, Facilitator. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's great. Has anybody done a Facebook ad yet?
I don't know how to do those.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to do those.
I could try to show you, but sometimes I have a little trouble with it. Happy to try to show you anyway.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see if I can come back and try to show you. So you've got the sign.
So we get into command, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can try to show you. Have you done those? Oh, you've done the Facebook video? You probably have done those, right?
I've done some of it. I think I know how to do it, but,
Yeah. I'll try to do it. See if I had to get Nick's help one time. There was some kind of snafu with it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll
Try. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have a look at this, Jules.
It probably won't work, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do a Facebook ad. I've had a problem before, and I forgot what the problem was. It wasn't anything too normal. Something was not turned on, but let's see if I can. It's been a while. Because I haven't done it for my own listing yet. Let's see if I can.
Oh my god, yes. I had a banana and I had a peanut butter bar, like from Costco. That's all I got.
That's it.
That's terrible.
I've got to close for these tabs because I can't even
Okay, so I went
get
to
this signal to work.
yeah, I went to settings and then there seems to be something. What's MailChimp? Does anyone know what MailChimp is?
It's like constant contact.
Oh, really?
Is your command spinning right now?
No,
No.
not
Mine
right
was.
now.
Yours was? Okay.
Here, marketing automation, Facebook ads. It's
Okay.
I think it's under
Under campaigns.
well, I went to settings, and then from settings, it brought me to all this, the consumer thing. Oh my god, what did I do?
Let me try to go in for Chrome. I'm going to try to go in for Chrome. I'm still using Safari.
I'm so silly that I pressed something which I shouldn't have pressed. There it is.
So yeah, I went to campaigns. They said I see if
This
this
is
is
just on there, okay.
wants to, and then we go to paid ads on the top. Ads. And then go to create campaign. I'm going to do a social ad. this is social, is that right, or is it social post? I think it's social ad, is it? Or is it
Well, you
social?
can do a post for your own Instagram. I'd go with ads.
Yeah, that's it, okay, so attract,
Where did you go after paid ads? I'm sorry. You went to.
so I went to paid ads and now I'm on this sheet, so.
I'm on paid ads. Oh, create a campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Create. Okay. And then social.
Social ad campaign, I'm gonna go to attract buyers on this.
Okay. Oh, where will you run your
Attract
campaign?
buyers, it's gonna be on Facebook.
Nice.
I haven't done an Instagram ad yet. I'm gonna call it 1021 Scout Street. Lead campaign. Let's see, okay, let's see, add a listing. Really want it. 1021 Scout Street. Sometimes I have trouble with this, so I'm going to try to Sun Street. This is it. This is it. So I'm going to pick that one.
Okay.
You're welcome to do this. Now, see, it goes dark. Now, this sometimes it stays dark, and I can't. Okay, but it's up now. Looks like it's going to work. Wonderful condo near the water and yacht clubs.
Oh, so it picks up the stuff that you already have.
Yes, yes. Studio style condominium with kitchen and dining rooms. Huge kitchen island, kitchen table. Let's see. With that, I'm gonna give it a headline. Condominium. Near yacht. So is it point?
This is smart. Condominium, condominium.
I think I just say that, so park your boat,
Excuse me.
in Point
Thank you.
Loma, Shelter Island, Shelter Island, park your boat in Point Loma's in the water.
I'm excited to see this place.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like that they have a gym and like a gathering space.
It is nice. Water. It is nice. Shelter Island. And have your studio. A short walk away. This unit has one countertops. Some stainless appliances. It's got an exercise room,
Yeah, I love that.
meeting room, and heated pool in that complex. Does it have the price on it?
It did.
Yes.
Mhm.
In that show home, they say to put a little smiley face or something. I don't know why, but.
Put a smiley face on what now?
Yeah, they think it's, put a boat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put a boat. Okay. So then you go to configure the Facebook setting. See that? Okay. So you go to that. I'm going to go to my Facebook page thing, and let's see. Use it there.
Oh, let's choose landing page?
Yes.
Oh.
Agents page. You could put it on your calendar. If you go to that as your landing page, or I could go to this. You choose whatever one you want. I'm not sure the benefits, but of the different ones. So then this is where you draw a radius.
Okay.
Okay. So
As in the radius of
the area. So I picked something inland a little bit.
Okay.
Inland. So not Coronado, but
I am the road, but I will see you on Sunday.
yes, we'll
I'm
see you
so
then.
excited.
Looking forward to it. I'll see you then. Okay.
Nice
I'll
to
see
meet
you
you
guys.
guys.
12:30. Bye, Jewel.
Are you gonna be at class tomorrow?
I'm so excited.
Great.
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.
So let's see. Let's just say let's go inland a little bit. Let's say what's straight in? What do you think? Mission Valley. Yeah, I'm wondering, let's just even say, well, I just want to go inland a little bit. I'm trying to think of,
Station.
Point Loma. Okay, it's like that. Point Loma. Because Coronado's is not its own zip code.
Yeah.
Six, 21 radius. Okay, folks. I'll just do Coronado because it's in there already. Just because it's in there. So we'll get a little experimenting because I haven't done it before. Configure the lead setting. Auto tagging. Oh, this is new.
So this is, okay, so
What's that?
these are all our contacts, well, your contacts.
These are, I think, what do you want to happen? Leads that come. It's going to feed into. I'm going to put point one up. It's going to feed into command 1.11. Okay. So this is a little bit of, like some of it I'm kind of forgetting. I think some of it changes a little bit too. Do you know what I mean?
I think they keep updating the system all the time.
I think
It's not
so.
about like a Keller mortgage also app or something in command app.
Oh, it says assigned to a plan. Let's go with my app as well as.
Your website, your URL.
Right. My website's not very good, I gotta say. I don't think it is. Bi-weekly. Do that too. I'm gonna have it, so when it comes in, it will automatically go into command. It's supposed to anyway. Okay. So this will cost about $3 a day. So then we go publish campaign. Something like this. Let's see. I gotta put a new. My credit card changed a little bit. So I'm gonna add a new credit card. That's where you do the credit card.
That's very interesting. I think there's some journals that we do a bit free and then yes, and I don't know how to enter that into Facebook ad. So this is only for our own listings, right?
Yeah, this is for, sometimes you can do a Facebook ad for other people.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to use mine if you'd like, but the agent's got to give you permission to do it. You know what I mean? So feel free to if you'd like, but I haven't I'm gonna give this a shot again.
Yeah, yeah.
I find, now I don't know how Chris does it, he's really good at this, but he seems to get a lot of contacts from this.
From like Facebook ad?
Yes, yes. He probably writes it a certain way. I think there's certain things you can say that are better, you know?
Right.
And 56, I gotta put my new card in. Okay. But, you know, feel free if you'd like to, you've got my permission.
Oh, thank you.
So, heading out?
No, I'll be right back.
Okay. What's that?
There's just so many ads, and I mean, so many apps.
I know there are.
It drives
so
me nuts
many.
because I don't know, like it confuses me sometimes.
There's so much to learn, isn't there? Twillo, I think Nick is a really, really good one to advise. You can almost have him to yourself for an hour, practically.
Yeah. That is why sometimes I try to get on the calls, because I just,
But look at this. So this is what it looks like. It starts tomorrow, pending review. And then you get notification up here for people that are asking about it. You might want to see it. Like I said, I haven't had the best luck with Facebook ads, but Chris seems to get a lot of business from it. I seem to get people that are, sometimes they're not qualified and stuff like that.
No, I get it. No, but thank you for showing me that, because I think I'll try to fool around with the system later today or tomorrow.
Okay.
To check how I can, I don't know, just get a bit more fluent with it. Oh, are you going to be here for the lunch on Wednesday?
I think I'm going to be running late. I might come for the meeting, but I'm going to be running a little late.
Oh, okay, so the lunch is at 12:30, so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Are you going for a family reunion?
I am not going to go. Are you going to go tonight?
As a new agent and someone who's not, on a 9 to 5, my finances are being stretched, so I need to focus on the more important parts of my business, which is basic stuff like signage, my branding, bits and pieces. And I know once I have a little bit saved up,
Yes.
I will be able to focus on the sale and makeup campaign office.
I think that sounds smart. Go next, next time.
Yes,
Go
and
next
as
time.
much as I'm, itching to go and meet everybody, get an opportunity to meet Gary Keller himself, and just people out there, just network, and KW military, the community. I'm doing that fun sort right now. So I have to do what's wise and makes sense for my business.
That's okay. Just concentrate on, I would say, open houses and whatever else you do it.
I'm gonna
Calling
try
people up.
cold calling as well.
Calling is great.
We can get lists from the title company for cold calling.
I think you can. Yes. Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
they put it out for you, and it's got no cost, it's free for whatever to sell it. Yeah, so that is something that Peggy and Alicia had mentioned to us, but just sometimes I don't realize where the time goes with all the trainings and.
I know, there's so many trainings, you almost have to decide. Now, I know at the beginning, you're just getting inundated with lots of trainings,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
You almost have to, the beginning is a lot of training. I'd probably say give yourself,
But it helps you to understand the business.
it does. Because a lot of
So
do
it's
all the
also-
training, do all the training, do
Yeah.
all the training, do open houses. And that'll start giving you some leads of people too.
Yeah.
So now what does your husband do in the military?
He's in the Navy.
Okay.
He's in EOT specifically, which is the explosive ordnance.
Sure.
And he's been in for a very long time, 30 years, Bless his heart, he's still tired.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
And I met him 6 years ago when I was actually showing him property in Florida. Not to say that I mix business with pleasure, but he was a mistaken client of mine.
Okay.
So my business partner and broker was the one who had an appointment, but she overbooked it, double booked herself. So she needed someone to We did. We got married in Bahrain actually before COVID, because he ended up getting stuck there for a year longer. The military was stuck everywhere, all around the world. And then we went through the immigration process, and it took us with the USCIS 2 years to get reunited.
Wow.
So we did the long distance, which was very, very difficult
Sure,
for us.
sure.
And I got here last year in August. Thank you.
That's so great.
Yeah, it is. I'm so happy to be here with them. But it's really hard to see.
Our family's back there, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
my daughter's here with me.
Good.
My older daughter is in St. Tampa. She's settled there and she's married. But I have a dog and cat with me, so I've got my direct family here. But it's just really hard to be an established job and friends and a circle, and then start from scratch.
Yes.
And understand how business is done here. So I understand people.
Yes.
And I believe that will carry me through when I'm trying to understand business.
Well, you know what? You've got a lot of points, for sure. I noticed that at that meeting too. I thought she's going to do well. She's got a lot of really nice voice. She seems like she's seasoned already with her personality and stuff.
I have a lot of limiting self-esteem.
Oh,
So I'm trying to get over that.
yeah, get over it because you've got a lot of poise. You seem like you probably been in business a long time already.
Thank you. It's just dealing with people in this business. I got to a point when I was dealing predominantly with after the military. I got to a point where I almost felt like I was their psychologist because they would just start talking to me. And that's what this business does. It also allows you to start drinking more wine.
Yes, I bet it does. Oh,
So every day today,
Like wine.
I literally go home, and it's so weird.
Go glass.
My body starts telling me at 5:30, okay, lady, get that glass out. And I'm a little weird with wine, but keep the glass in there so it's kind of water.
oh, that's funny.
It is funny. My
Seltzer
husband
water
gets
is another good thing with it. Seltzer water.
Oh,
It lightens it up and it kind of sparkles a little bit. So
different red wine, which is not too sweet. I don't like fruity stuff. So that's a half
yeah,
that
when
wine.
it is. Oh, yeah.
It's a half that wine. Yeah. So once I have that glass of wine, I just mellow.
It's fun.
As
It's
a
a fun
light.
word day, isn't
And I
it?
try to shut off the work, but you know, you're in stage and just and I struggle with balancing that because I've been such a workaholic. I was a single mom for many decades of my life in Bahrain in the Middle East, which is really hard.
Yes.
And then coming here, and of course meeting my husband, getting married, which I never knew I would do again. Coming here to join him, be part of a family again. There's a lot of balances that have to be attained in my life.
Of course they do.
I
Now you've got a
just-
husband and
Yeah.
your daughters, of course.
Yeah,
and
she's in college, you know.
even from afar. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my older daughter and me were almost best friends. The young one's a little bit of a rebel at the moment. You know, she's 20. But when I was
I
trying
started
to,
out with it too. Good friends too. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, it's fun.
it is nice because when my older daughter visited, now she's 26, so when she came here in November with her husband and my son-in-law, we were all just such a happy, vibrant family. I felt so fulfilled, and I was in the midst of studying for my exam.
Okay.
And I did my exam in December, and I passed, and then I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do now. Who am I gonna go with? What am I gonna do? And I honestly have to say I couldn't have made a better decision because I stuck with my gut.
Yes.
Jacqueline was the one who scouted me out.
Oh,
It was amazing because I was a Lieutenant.
that's so
And I connected with her so
Oh, nice.
she invited me to a December All Stars meeting with all of y'all that were here. I probably had saw you too, but I couldn't remember.
Yes.
But just the thought of everyone being here, like Chris and all the other seasoned agents and the toppers, and I had Judy right next to me. It was so funny. I didn't know anybody except Jacqueline, but I loved the camaraderie that was prevalent at the time. Very welcoming.
Yes.
Completely different to how we do business back in Bahrain. Very structured, very organized, and just the plan that Ashley spoke about for the coming year, which is this year. I just felt like I saw the people on the everything.
You made a very good
And it
choice.
was in Marina. I told Jacqueline, I said, Jacqueline, you successfully convinced me because I was almost about to go to the village and she knew that. So I said, this was a game changer. And she
What
just
an
said,
asset Jacqueline is.
oh,
She's
amazing.
She's amazing.
And she even tied me up with, she's like, I feel like you'll be a great fit for Alicia's team, and Alicia's been amazing.
Oh,
success with the basics.
Yeah.
So I spoke to Judy today, had a conversation, did my research, and then I got into the class. So I'm gonna go see if I can try and follow my slide again.
Yeah, it's good to be able to reach out. Feel free to call me anytime too. To reach out. Oh, you're welcome. You'll get your bearings. You will get your bearings. I'm telling you.
I know.
You will get your bearings. I mean,
What relationship is you just have to be patient and stay for the time to
do.
because the first year was the most amount of dropouts. Like literally people cannot afford to do this business to stay in it for the long haul.
That's right. You've got to stay in it for the long haul. You really do. I remember back in Michigan, and now it's happening here too. Finally, after 5 years, it's like you really have to be in it for the long haul. I think it's very. Were you really?
Yeah, my mother-in-law was doing exactly. She was smart. She's a hospice. Thank you. So it was a big wilderness. We were there for over 2 weeks to be, family, host funeral. So I like Michigan, but it's too cold. It's cold. I can't do it. I can't. And I came from the Middle Eastern country, so I'm used to
well, rain's hotter than I want.
450 degrees Celsius weather. So coming over here is such a breath of fresh air. Because my husband always thought, babe, you want to do real estate, you do you. But if a couple of years after I retire, we can afford this lifestyle. But I said, we are not leaving. I will do what I have to make sure we
Stick with that.
California.
Stick with that. And this.
San Diego.
No, San Diego's like, let's think about real estate too. It's a second or third job. It's not your first job. Some people started it as their first job, like maybe these two right here. But I don't know if it's a first job, but it's they're at the beginning of their.
Yeah.
But it really can pay off if you
So I
stick with it.
was a 9-to-5er my entire life in farming because things go wrong. I have to make sure that there was a confirmed paycheck coming into me so that I can think
So you're used to working hard, aren't you?
And then when I turned 40, I was like, there has to be more to life than just sitting behind a desk and serving my boss tea, coffee, sort of just travel. I loved my job at the time. I was really cool to be in it, but I wanted more.
Sure.
And I made that transition after talking to my best friend, who was actually a realtor out in Port Hueneme.
Oh, that's
We were in high school together. She was a real estate agent in Bahrain, which is where she met her husband. And she was just so sweet. She was like, Christine, I did it in Bahrain, and if I can do it, you can too. So she was the one who initially mentally geared me up for success on this path.
Fantastic.
So I owe that to her. So
Yeah, you sure do.
She's a sweetie. I mean, she's been a top producer in her brokerage for like last year. She did not last year. Yeah, last year. 21. Sorry, she did 21 deals.
Wow.
And that's baller to me. Like, so I look at her as a motivation.
What town is she in? What town?
She's in Port Hueneme,
Okay.
Ventura County.
Okay.
There's a big base out there at Port Hueneme.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I
so
see.
her husband is retired now.
Okay.
He's also a realtor. And they both do business together,
Yeah, 21 deals in California is great.
21?
21 is
Anywhere
great.
in California.
They
And
like-
she's purely a referral business. She's been in the business 15 years out here, because that's how long she's been in Port Hueneme.
Stick with it.
And she was like, Christine, just keep going.
Good.
It's going to be a slow start. It took her 6 months to get her first deal.
Yeah, it doesn't always take that long, but a lot of times it does. And if I were to give you one bit of advice extra is to box yourself into making about 2 hours worth of calls a day. Okay, even 3 is even better. And I've got to take a look in just a minute.
Oh, gosh, me
I've
too.
got it, yeah.
I can
I've
say
got it.
talk. That's
Yeah,
all.
that's all right. But box yourself into making 2 to 3 hours worth a day
Right.
of calls. You
Right.
really need to.
Right.
That's do some cold calling. Your cold calling, put them into your contact management,
Right.
and don't give up. Do open houses every weekend.
Yeah.
Seriously, every weekend.
Yeah.
That's how I built my business up again.
Yeah. I saw something posted on our KW group.
Yeah.
And I was too late. Somebody already got to the agent because I guess he's going for family reunion, so he needed help with showings.
Sounds great. Well, do that little. You want a cookie? Take it to your husband.
Yeah.
Is your husband an officer?
He is enlisted. He's not an officer, he's enlisted, so there's two different categories.
My son probably works with your husband, right?
What, is he in the Navy too?
SEAL team. Oh, yeah. He's an officer now, but
That's amazing.
he was, but my son's only, did I say my husband? It's my son.
No, you said your son.
My son, he's 33. He's 33, but
yeah.
he's been in that for a while, so they might work together.
They may do because my husband used to be on IB before, and he's now at NAV, which is the Naval Amphibious Base in Coronado.
Okay.
So depends if they bump into each other, that'd be awesome. But right now, my husband does all the boring work. He's like, I don't jump out of planes anymore and do bombs and shit.
Oh, good.
He's like, I'm just,
Because that work is scary. I mean, that's scary work.
It has a lot of repercussions in the long run. So.
Yes, it does. I mean, that's, I
You
really.
look so professional today.
You
Yeah,
sure
You
do.
don't look professional. Your hair looks different.
I showed the house before.
Oh, you look
That's
great.
amazing.
Yeah,
How
you
did
look
you
great.
go with your prospective buyer?
So it was actually really interesting.
Really?
Yeah. So she's really sharp. She's got a good job, and she wanted to.
Yeah, let me show you something.
I have done that on things.
You really look how strict she is with her thing. It's awesome. I'm so bad. I will just eat.
Can't do anything.
I want to visit CNG. I've seen them every time I drive by.
Corey's great. Corey's great. I have to say, he is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
for
you so
today.
much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's super cool.
Thank you. It's not real good, but thank you.
See you. Yeah.
So this one is all, this is where I would say, so, yeah, but it's helped me, because she was like,
Oh, you're in the
I would not even approach it this way, honestly. But then I was like, that was my aha moment.